Man, I just saw that ending part of my intro with Halo kind of overlooked in this distance,
Mm-hmm.
and then finding out that the show's canceled. That's it. I'm done, dog. I'm done
No.
with the Xbox. I'm done with Halo. That's it, dude. I'm done. Anyways,
Oh man.
we're right here on Techno's Gaming, live from Houston, Texas, because I'm on the road. Well, not- Okay, I'm on location in Houston for some personal business, but we cool here. We cool. And man, what's going on with you guys, man?
I was gonna let Realist go first, but wow, his mic sounds horrible, horror bad. Oh my god, what is that? It's
Oh,
like
that
that's
is some major
scratchy.
body.
Yeah, that's not body. It's like something's wrong with the mic. Like there's a short or something. It's like that's what he
Oh,
sounds like.
Poe talking about the master cheeks.
Master Cheeks in remembrance. Wow, wow. Whoa, jeez, ow! That sounded like a dog
And that's
barking
pretty
really
bad.
loud right in my ear. Jesus. Wow. So I guess at least we know Realist is alive.
He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying. I'm all right though. The ups and downs. The heat wave finally broke with the rain yesterday. Now it's like in the 80s. Much cooler around
Oh,
here.
you're so suffering right now, aren't you? In the 80-degree
No,
weather.
no, I'm way better. Oh my
Oh
god,
my
what are you
goodness.
talking about? This is sweet, sweet relief, bro. Sweet, sweet relief.
Yeah, we're over here at 90-degree plus or 95 plus, and over here with the 80-degree. We wish we had your weather.
Well, it was in the high 80s, I think, or something, but it had been like 100 and so it
Yeah.
had been really hot for the past couple of days. High 90s. I think it got to 100 yesterday, the day before. So we had some heat waves. And then the rain finally
Nice.
broke that off. Thank God they finally that cooled down.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, hopefully, Willis can get online here with this robotic microphone that's he's dealing with.
Mm.
I have no mic today because no camera because I'm not in my usual spot that I have everything set up. So I'm working through my laptop right now and my little nano Yeti microphone, which picks up more sound than my other one does.
Mm.
My other microphone has a better filters than this nano one that I got right now. Oh, Post talking about sports, man. We can always talk about sports, man. He says, Tech, I told you Astros would make a comeback. Now they're one game out of first, and it's the Mariners. And it's the Mariners in first. Astros should win the division easily. They still suck, man, because they shouldn't be one game behind. It should be like 10 games ahead. And
Well,
until then, they still suck.
well, like I always tell you about the Yankees, early on they'll kick ass, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be like streaks of undefeated, right? And then around this time of year, all of a sudden they'll start losing. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll more or less they'll break even, maybe even worse than that. So I don't know, bro. Because they should be number one and number two, but they're not. I don't even think they're number three. But
Yeah,
yeah, bro.
I don't know what. Yeah, realist, you're gonna have to fix your mic, dude, because it's so staticky and so bad.
Yeah, bro. Whoa, no better at all. No,
He must be having. I don't know. He's probably still having the effects of that hurricane that came through.
Yeah, they probably got. Yeah, his mic probably got shorted.
Thoughts and prayers.
Yeah, for your mic.
Thoughts and prayers for Sony fans, man, because they failed Concord. Or is it more thoughts and prayers for Concord because the Sony fans failed him?
Oh man, I saw at peak time there was maybe 1,100 people at the most that I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah, I'd seen stuff where it was like 987 or something like that, bro. Like it's not well received at all. And there was like and I noticed too on social media how they have like they try to not trick, but get people to switch opinions because they try to make it seem like the new popular opinion is that Concord was hated on. Oh, it's actually a good game. You should try it out. Type shit, right? I saw a little bit after like the second day, right, of everybody clowning the game and his bad performance, right? And then, yeah, man, I saw some kind of talk like I don't remember who because I would point them out because it was real sus, right? You know, people were trying to say, oh, it was just getting bad, bad vibes or whatever the fuck, right? They just talking shit about it because it's the cool thing to do. But then, yeah, but then they did this when they opened, when they made the open beta early, because it used to be you paid for a certain level of PSN Plus, right? And then they gave you access to the open beta. But then they unlocked it to everybody for free early because almost nobody was on it in the beta.
Yes.
And I was like, God damn. So all these people who paid, this is like you gave it to everybody else.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean,
Yeah, your mic is not up on your mouth. Pause.
for me.
There you go. Better.
So, I mean, I've seen videos.
Okay, back off a little bit. It doesn't need to be down your throat. There you go. There you go.
So I've seen videos, and I mean, it looks like a free to play game to me.
Yeah.
Right. And the way I see it being played is like it should be a free to play game.
Yep, that's what I think too.
With hundreds and hundreds of microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean,
they don't look all that. I don't know.
It doesn't. There's nothing about it. There's nothing about it that stands out to say, "Hey, come play our game."
Yeah. Nothing at all. Like,
I mean, this is equivalent. This is equivalent to Bleeding Edge, pretty
much. Yeah, I would say that. But Bleeding Edge, they didn't really put that much energy into Bleeding Edge. It was all the haters that was. This is one of the 12 games that Sony made, right? They're what do you call? Games as a service games. This is what they call games. Okay, so I see a record here. For day one, peaked at 2,388 users.
Yep.
That's depressing AF. That's depressing AF. Like, nobody's fucking.
Post saying F Concord, First Descendant, more fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it more? Okay. I haven't checked that First Descendant. I seen the trailer and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But isn't that just the new shiny toy? Just like,
oh yeah, it definitely is. But the thing about it is,
just like when what's that one game? It's also free to play, the Valorant.
X Defiant.
There you go. Now you sound.
Now we can hear.
No, Valorant is, bro. That's a brand new mic, so I had to go back to the old mic. Anyway, Valorant is a big deal. It's not going anywhere.
Yes,
but
you're right.
Like you're right. It is a shiny new toy. I don't know. Unless you're just tired of hero shooters, it seems like it's more of the same. So, like, if you're gonna get into the live service market, you gotta bring something a little different. And then, the quote unquote woke part is gonna continue to piss people off.
What, this thing's woke?
You have a gender something robot, like the robot is they them. Like,
really?
All these things that people, like all these things that people are going to complain about, it's just not going to help the game. I don't think it's a bad game. I just think that it adds nothing new to what we already have. I mean, you already have what's the game from EA? Apex. You have Apex
Legends, yeah.
Overwatch. That basically killed everything else. Because I don't know if, like, back in the day y'all played like Paladins. What's the one from 2K?
I played Paladins for a bit.
Because I bought the one from 2K, and then found out nobody was playing it. Forgot what it was called, but 2K made one, and so now you have Apex. It's pretty dominant, Valorant dominant, and then Apex here's Sony bringing it up the rear with something that's doing nothing new. What are you saying?
But Apex is more of a battle royale. This is not a battle royale game, right?
Because I don't even think Apex is a hero shooter. I've never played it, but I always hear people be mentioning it along with Concord. But I don't even think Apex is a hero shooter.
No, it's not. It's more like a battle royale game.
That's what it feels like to people. But
Battleborn. That's the game. Battleborn.
All I see.
Battleborn. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about before. Yeah, he was talking about that before. That's what he meant. I remember that. But like the game, it just seems like when I see people try it, when I see footage of the game, when I went on Twitch, looking to see what people thought of the game just to be informed on it, because I'm like, I keep hearing all this negative about it, but I wasn't ever interested to even know what the game was like, other than like it seemed to be like a faux what do you call, you know, hero shooter or whatever, right? That's the vibe people were saying it had, but I didn't know firsthand. So let me go investigate. You know, I look at the footage, and all I see is lots of footage of people like, man, I'm canceling this shit. This shit is lame. Next type beef, like constantly too. And I was just like, I don't. And then when I see the footage of the game, it just, dude, it's just Overwatch again. We have Overwatch already. That's already, you know, bug free. But we need to mess with this. No one cares. It seems like that's the reaction. I don't know, man. Of when they need these games as a service to hit, and they already dropped how many of the 12? Like 6 of them, I think. So there's only 6 left. And this was one of them. And there was another game that already came out.
Wait a minute. What's the other first 5?
Okay, well, they canceled 6 of them, I think. Am I wrong about that, Realist? I think they canceled like 6 of them.
Supposedly they canceled 6 of the 12 that Jay talked about.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So now, so this was one of them, and there was another game that's already been out that was another part of the 6 that that did not get eliminated. Not
obviously Last of Us, Spider-Man.
No. Last of Us was probably one of the 6 that got canceled. I'm talking about one of the 6 that
that's coming. You're talking about the hamburger game.
Yeah, but there's one other.
Is that Concord, the hamburger game? You got Fair Games.
I believe it is. I believe that's the code name. But there's
you got Fair Games. They got Fair Games that they actually showed a trailer for. It looks like a Payday knockoff.
Okay, but what I'm trying to say is, though, I think there's one other game of the 6 that's already been released. That's already out, and people are not considering it as a 6. Not even is it Helldivers? Really, it is Helldivers then. But there's 4 games left, and you're talking about
that one's still going.
Yeah, but I mean, it's
still dying too.
It's still dying, right? So okay, so that's 2 of the 6, and you said there's this other game that's on the way that you heard about.
You got Fair Games this coming from Jade Raymond, Haven Games or Haven Studios. That's announced. We've heard about a lot of them that got canceled. Like what's the crazy clown on a truck?
Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal was canceled. Spider-Man was canceled. Faction was canceled. Factions was canceled.
That's
so far what we know that they have. They released Helldivers. They got a Diablo knockoff coming from a little indie dev.
So is it safe to say that they should just stick to what they know to be successful?
No. We know about Fair Games. We know about Marathon. But again, they're not bringing anything different. Like they're late.
Yeah.
It's like for us, yeah, Tech. But for Sony, no. Because Horizon has a multiplayer game, but it's not coming to PlayStation.
Wait, what?
It's going to mobile.
Yep.
What?
Yep. One of the 6 is not a console game. That's correct. Yep. Forgot about that.
And so Gogo Poe mentioned it. But for us, because they don't seem to be doing well trying to get into it. But for them, they don't really own their platform. Right? What I mean by that is people come to their storefront to buy games from everybody else, but they're not necessarily buying PlayStation's games. Like the more consoles that they announce that they sell, the worse it looks for them in their first party attachment rate.
Yeah.
Because they say we got 60 million PlayStations and then Final Fantasy sold 2 million. The more consoles they sell, the worse it looks for them. So they don't have anybody coming to them for what they have. So at this point, they're basically splitting everything 30%. Yeah. So they need people on their platform to adopt one of these live service games. And to me, it had to be really bad for them to cancel Factions. Because I would say at least Factions should have come out. And like with Marathon is basically Helldivers. So are people going to be really hyped for that? Because, Destiny, the final shape came and went.
Yep.
But for them, they need to have one of these games hit. They need something where they're not splitting and that brings people to their platform. So that's why they got to keep trying. See, this is what I always said. Microsoft, like Xbox fans, always like let PlayStation fans tell us we don't have enough. We have no games. Like we've got games with legs. If there's one thing that Microsoft and Xbox does is they do great multiplayer. Now, when it came to live service, they didn't do well with Halo, right? But I think that's going to be a huge learning experience for 343 because even Sea of Thieves didn't come out great. Because the thing about live service games is you got to have.
It took about a year for it to even pick up Steam, didn't
it? Sea of Thieves? Yeah, something like that. I stopped because it was pretty empty, so I can't really give you a definite answer to that. I don't want to make anything up, but like,
I mean, it's been a while since I played, but even then, when I did pick it up, it's littered with content now. It's crazy.
But it took years to get to where it is now. You know what I'm saying?
Though? Yeah.
All of them do. Apex is the only one that just hit the ground running.
Yeah,
that I can think of. I agree. Like Fortnite wasn't on fire when it released; it was something else totally different.
Yep.
Apex hit the ground running. Valorant probably did. I don't follow Valorant that much, but like I know Apex. It was a shadow drop, and it just hit the ground running. But most games, it takes years, takes months and years to build them up and build them out because you want to see money coming in. See, that's the dilemma when it comes to service games. You could quite easily say, hey, I'm going to green light this expansion. But what if it's a dud? And that's always going to be in the back of Sony's minds, Sony's collective mind when they green light a project like this. Because look at Helldivers. Helldivers should have had some kind of expansion by now. Something. Because it was at like almost 300,000 concurrent.
You know something I feel when you say that? Because it was a couple of things that happened with that game. Number one, the PSN integration, right? We all know now the main issue was that they didn't announce it off rip, right? Because they have in other games in it. You know what I'm saying? Like it was minor blah 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 for men, but with Helldivers it stuck as like a bad thing, right? But remember, we know from the developers that they tried to warn Sony about it, that they needed more time. And another thing that happened that got added to the game after release was the mechs. I feel if they had waited till they were able to integrate the PSN, right, off rip, so it was there day one, plus the mechs in terms of content wise, like it would have been a bit more of a better package day one, and then they would have had the time to sit back and then work on content later. You know what I'm saying? But they rushed it out because Sony kind of forced them before they were ready. It seems like anyway.
Well, you also got to look at it. Sony didn't think it was going to be as big as it was.
Yeah, they definitely didn't.
They didn't. And then you look at Concord, they're going to charge the same $40. That game is DOA.
Mm-hmm.
Because with Helldivers, it already had a big PC following.
Yeah.
Like up until the day of release, they had 1,500 concurrent on that old game, still playing Helldivers 1 up until the day it released. So like it had a PC following. So like with Concord, it's being like not original. I don't know what their plans are for it. Are they gonna get rid of Firewalk? Like, where's all this fear? Remember, is Ninja Theory going to go? All right. Well, look, Sony's gonna get rid of stuff too.
Yes.
Because Firewalk, what do they have? And they basically bought Jade and Raymond on the strength of Fair Games. They bought Firewalk on the strength of Concord. So if it's a dud, then what? They get rolled into something and become the next Visceral, be a support studio. So I mean, there's a lot riding on these games, but I don't think that Sony has the testicular fortitude to stick with a live service game to build it, because you can't just give up at the first sign of trouble. It's just not how it works.
Yeah,
like Call of Duty was already established. That's why Warzone was a hit. But like most of the time, man, you gotta stick to these games.
Even the one
to building.
Even another example, speaking of Call of Duty, would be the mobile version of Call of Duty, right? At first, it was jank because it didn't support controllers, and even technically, it depends on some work, some don't. But on first release, that was the big knock in every review. They were like, dude, it doesn't even support controllers. You know, they gotta fix that. And it took a while now. Like you can't I don't think it's making as much as the console version or anything like that, but it's definitely another tier of the game that that brings in revenue. Um and it seems also like they're
Name recognition.
yeah, it's got that brand recognition that allowed it to survive, in its early times when it was, kind of weak a game, like he was saying he was making the point they were Warzone, right? It's the same idea. Like it was able to withstand the early struggles. Sony just doesn't have that. Yeah, just like he's saying, man, they don't have they don't have that fortitude at all. Once they're a lot like EA. Once something happens, they blink off rip. So yeah, it doesn't matter how good a game is. It has to blow away, right? Which is rare. No matter how much money and effort you put into anything, right? It has to hit and blow up. Then you might, be able to survive, early issues and stuff like that. Because otherwise, they don't have the fortitude or the funding to do that. It has to work out for them, and these are shots in the dark that just aren't. Unfortunately.
Here's what you mentioned earlier. User numbers on Steam, as per SteamDB, they didn't paint a pretty picture with the beta pulling just over 1,100 at its peak.
That's what I saw, 1,100. But now I just read something that said 2,388. So that's more recent.
Oh, okay.
It's about
better.
double. A little, double. That's cool, but still,
it's
that's
beta.
Not really
it's beta. A lot of people don't mess with. Like I'm one of those people. I don't like messing with beta stuff. I'll wait for the real thing.
Yeah, there's a pushback now though. Like with all, like I was saying before, with all like the bad news about and stuff like that. Now there's like a push back against the negativity against the game, right? To give it a break and just I just give it another try, man. Vibe like that, right? Because it was completely shat on from day one, right? And now there's that pushback against that, but we'll see. Because doubling the numbers is a good look, but when you're at a low number and you double it, it's still not a good number. But I mean, it's not bad. It's
your bar started out really low, pretty much on the ground.
But at least it's not getting worse. It's getting better, if only slightly. So.
I don't know. I mean, give it to me free. I'll try it out for like a day. No, I'm not much of a. I'm not.
Didn't they allow people with Plus to play it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They had I got a notification saying that if you're a Plus member now, that you'll be upgraded to Premium. I think for a certain amount of time or a few days. Is what they said.
Right, but didn't they open up to everybody? Oh well, you need the at least Plus in the first place to be online capable. So
right.
yeah,
I heard that it was to Plus members because you have to have it to play it anyway.
Right, that's what I just said. Yeah, I just realized. So I guess so, but that's how they market it, right? But you need that to be able to play it anyway. Even back in the day with Xbox Live, right? You could still play like the demo shit online. I thought, right? Betas and stuff like this. Not at very first, but pretty much immediately afterwards. Like a game like this in beta, even if you didn't have live gold, you were allowed to play it online, right? So I don't know, bro. That's man. They're just trying to act like, oh, we're giving it away to everybody, but you still need to pay online to be able to play it. It's the type of shit like if Microsoft was doing something even remotely close to that, everybody would have been up their ass, but nobody even talks about it now. It's Sony.
A real dog.
That's how it is.
That's how it is. So, Realist, how did you fare with this hurricane that passed by a few days last week or so?
Oh,
well, where I live, so it wasn't bad up here. It rained, but that was it. But the grid is the grid, and we didn't have any power, so the power was reconnected on the 14th. They told us the 15th. Mm-hmm. That was crazy because it got like a little light company up here, and it basically services everybody here, and that was it. So I went out and got another generator. Dude, I gave all that stuff away. because we hadn't needed it until
So you
remember
did
the
have
freeze?
generators, but then you
Remember
gave it
the
away,
freeze?
and then you needed it.
Yeah, but do you remember the freeze?
Yeah,
It was
that's a while back.
two,
Yeah,
like 2 years ago, like two Christmases ago.
yeah.
So like it was just sitting here. Like I had heaters, I had all kinds of crap. We didn't need it, so I gave it to people in the family. And then here we are. We need air conditioners. I had a window unit just sitting outside. I gave that away too. I had to go buy another. I had to go buy another window unit. Bought another generator and
Do you get the window
portable
units
refrigerator.
that have like the thing that really sticks out on the outside of the window, or do you have one of those that are indoors but it
No,
funnels to the?
No, the ones because that's why I gave it away. The ones that go on the inside of the house, like they look neater, but they're not as good as a window unit.
Yeah.
Like the one
So
that I had
like
before,
the big rectangle unit is what you like
the big
instead?
one hanging out, big ass hanging out of the window. That's what I
Yeah.
bought. Those are the better ones because and they're more expensive for the ones that go inside the house with the exhaust hose. Like they look neater from the outside, but they don't circulate as well. We went and
Mhm.
bought like a big industrial fan to circulate the window unit.
Yeah.
We were comfortable after I got a hold to the generators because everybody was selling out of the generators. I went way to the south side to
Oh my god.
Northern Tools and got the biggest one they had. But the GFCI kept kicking off when the compressor on the refrigerator turned on, and so then I ended up losing all the food,
Oh no.
or yeah, pretty much everything.
My mom, she was out of power for pretty much an for 5 days, I think. For 5 full days. But luckily her neighbor allowed her to connect a extension cord to turn on the
That's crazy. So her next door neighbor had power.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
they had
really?
generators or something you said, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that story you were telling me last week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. So yeah, my mom. No, there's still people out today, Poe. There's people right now that they're just getting their power back as of now.
Yeah, I was seeing somebody else, and I'm pretty sure this person wasn't in Texas at all, who just lost power. So like, there's still weather related shit that's got people losing power, from all these weather systems we had lately out here. You know what I'm saying? Like I was telling you before the show, we had a crazy heat wave here that just broke last night. You know, with some rain, and it cooled everything down. But just before then, it was peaking at hundreds multiple days in a row, high 90s, shit like that. Real bad out here.
Yeah, it was bad. My poor mom, man. I mean, like I remember I came for the 4th of July weekend here. So I was here from the 4th up to that Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everything was cool. You know, nothing, weather was fine, but we were getting the warnings that, hey, the hurricane's coming, yada, yada, yada. And we're like, cool. So Sunday came around. Well, I mean, we were going to go home anyways on Sunday. Not that because we were trying to leave and like, oh my God, I don't want to get stuck here.
Right.
We were leaving anyways, back to Dallas. And we wake up the next day and we hear it's like, oh man, everybody's lost power, things are flooded and pretty much everything that's a disaster in Houston. Like
all the doom and gloom, basically.
Yeah, we just like, man, we just left, man. It's like, my dad was fine with his house, but my mom, she was out of power for 5 days, man.
Because when I went to the south side, man, they had like huge trees uprooted.
Yeah.
So it was bad. It was bad down there, but I am like 120 miles from the coast.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and all we got up there in Dallas area was just some rain, just some normal rain. I was hoping there would be some more, but we didn't get anything. Why? Because dude, we began like 99s for a few days straight, and like that's not fun.
Makes it steamy though.
Yeah, but I mean, for those few days that there's no like just sun beating down on you because we have no cloud cover whatsoever. It's straight up sky, and the sun just beating down. So if we can get some shade with the clouds, dude, I welcome that. But we didn't get anything. So
Oh man, I never heard anybody but a farmer pray for rain, man.
I mean, I don't like.
Uh,
Yeah.
Because I
well,
mean, like
outside of
people
farmer,
forget how to drive in the rain.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's like it just doesn't really benefit anything for it to rain unless you're gonna play in it. Like mm. Here, it just makes it even more. It makes it steamier. That's it. So I don't.
Oh, it's a little steamy right now here in Houston. I mean, I don't know about your area, but where I'm at here in Katy, it's a little steamy here.
Bro, I
Not
ain't
too
going
bad.
outside.
I ain't going outside either. I've been indoors all day, man.
I finally been able to go outside, and I'm not trying to brag, but I finally was. Like I said, the heat wave just ended. I was like, I was able to go
Sink is
outside.
like
and
rubbing his
wow.
eye, like, oh my god, I'm touching grass.
Dude, literally, I was like, holy shit. My grass didn't die, but that's mainly because of all the rain that dumped on it.
Sink is
Immediately
like
afterwards.
rubbing grass on his face. It's like, this is how it feels to be outside.
But yeah, man. So I know what you guys are going through, bro. Jeez.
So would you be touching some grass if you got this deal from Amazon? You got the Fire Stick with the Robot White Core wireless controller plus a free month of Game Pass for new subscribers.
You know, it's funny how was it last week? I was talking positively about Dark, right? And then he goes on to say some dumb shit on the internet. But then he kind of redeemed himself. But one of his most recent videos where he's like, because remember I made fun of him buying the Fire Stick, and then in the video you see his kids clowning him like you didn't need that, blah blah blah, all types of shit, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he comes back with this video and he speaks the truth. He's like, just get a Series S instead. Like, duh. You feel me? That's the best thing. At this point, the amount you spend on the controller, right? The Fire Stick and all that, the Series S is better at everything the Fire Stick does.
Yeah.
But not that much more when you think about it. Because
hey, come on, it's $78 compared to a $299 console. Who's
you listen, man. The Series S is on them crackhead sales.
It is,
bro. Listen, I get it. Joe Average not gonna know that thing, and it has to be somebody who's vested like ourselves to inform a Joe Average, right? Because this is really a Joe Average type of purchase, right? Like they're trying to sell to regular people. I get that, right?
I mean, that's just the cost of the controller right there.
Right. That's what I'm saying though. Like I get it, but it's better off to get the Series S long term, right? But can't knock the package, because I remember some people were talking about, man, imagine if they put for Prime Day a package with the Fire Stick and the controller and what they do, bro. Literally that. Look, I'm clapping like
it was perfect timing. It was perfect timing.
Right. Yeah. I'm like, duh, right? That's how obvious it was, and they did it. And now it's been selling out. Now the Series S's are selling out because of all games, college football. And peep game, this isn't even Madden or 2K or let alone Call of Duty or something, right? That's pushing console sales like everybody expects these games to do the Xbox, right? Particularly the Call of Duty in terms of Game Pass, right? But college football is doing that, bro, already?
Well, because we haven't had one in years.
Right. So
since 2014, 2012, I think was the last one.
Right. Now people expected it to do well, and I've heard many people excited about the fact that it was coming back.
Who was the last one? Who was the last one on it? Marshawn Lynch? Was
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what killed it, right? For a little while. You know what I'm saying? But no, I don't think anybody expected it to hit this well, though. Well, it's selling out systems and stuff, right? Plus to have this, Fire Stick situation finally happen. We all knew this was going to happen. And like I explained, I think last week, right? The same software we've been had for a minute, which had recently got updated, so the features look like new and different, as if it's some kind of different app. No,
like you said last week, though, said last week, this is official from the Amazon store, so they don't have to do side loading or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And then we got this whole GeForce Now thing. I don't even understand all the details with that, because I don't have GeForce Now, although I have an NVIDIA account because I have a card and stuff, and I have the app installed and everything. But like I've never played Xbox stuff on GeForce Now, and that was a new thing. So I don't know really if you could speak on that. But I mean, it just goes to show it's slowly happening. These are the prerequisite steps that would have to happen along the road to where cloud gaming could one day be ubiquitous as they like to advertise to us, right?
Now think about it,
Everything's
man. What
online.
if they add this to Roku?
Right.
Roku's
Bro,
popular one too.
Roku, yeah. If it comes to Roku, that's gonna blow up, right? Like the Google, Google for sure is working on their own VR headset type situation that's gonna be a lot like the Quest, right? Facebook tried to get them to be down with them so they can just have the Play Store on the Quest, right? And we already see Xbox is on the Quest, right? For damn sure this stuff is gonna be on the Google platform. Like they killed Stadia off, so Google isn't gonna sit there and be the platform that doesn't have this stuff, right? Because they were there from day one with Android, when it was still, actually it's still a beta, but when it first came around as a beta, right? And you had to sign up for it to get access, right? So, and it was always on Android from then. So you could only imagine this, like it's slowly the platform will grow is my point, right? And it's just, these are the steps along the way. Systems are selling out. You get a package with a month with the stick, plus the better remote, not the little average remote that they used to have before, where they didn't have like the volume and the channel up and down. It's actually the good version, and it's the 4K max, not just the 4K. And
let's see how much the regular one is to 4K.
That's the price of a controller, bro.
$68, a $10 difference.
Yeah, man.
You might as well go with the max.
I mean, if you needed a new controller, right? If you're in the market for a controller, get this.
I wonder how many realists bought already.
No, I'm serious. If you're an Xbox dude who's not even interested in Fire Stick or nothing else, you just want a new controller, it's better you get this.
These are perfect Christmas gifts for that kid that wants to play, but they can't get a full console. So
no, but really though, like the Fire Stick for that price, is free. The controller and the one pack. And
so how much is the Fire Stick by itself? Sometimes,
like $25.
Oh, really?
35 for the 4K max. Hang on, let me look. Amazon, Fire Stick 4K max. I think that's like $30. It's $60 right now.
Dang.
But it's often on sale all the time. Like they put those on sale all the damn time.
Sick. Is that the only one that can play Game Pass?
No, I'm pretty sure the regular 4K, which I own, and the HD do it just fine because it's not like it runs in 4K anyway. It only runs at 1080p, right? Okay. So yeah, like this is what I was saying before. Like the app has been around since Android when they first started on the cloud thing. Was the thing you had to sign up for. So it's been low end shit. It runs on a web browser, of course. Yeah, it'll run on anything.
So considering how they changed their tiers now, right? And pretty much the ultimate, you have to go ultimate if you're planning to play with the cloud, which is pretty much what this is.
Yeah, it gives you a month of ultimate. Yeah.
So so there's no option like that's your only option is pretty much is get on ultimate. No other way.
Right.
Be able to
what I'm
take
saying
advantage
is,
of this. Yeah.
Like, even if you're not concerned about any of this stuff and you just happen to need a new controller, this is the better buy because you get yourself another month of service plus a Fire Stick. You can give it away if you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much of a deal this is. That's crazy.
And they should hire Sick as their sales guy.
Hey, man. Hey, being a good shopper is not that hard if you put some brain cells.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Oh, I know.
That's why I don't sweat the fact that, they increased the price. I'm up on them. I owe them money. I've went years not paying for Live because of the rewards program and shit. Like, I can't tell them nothing.
Yeah.
Me of all people. I'm not saying there's not shit to be said. It just can't come out of my mouth. I'm just not valid.
Check out the chat panel. And this guy named The Realist said $119 for the year of games or $70 for one game.
One game.
This guy made a point.
Yeah.
Well, I was talking about college football 25, right? Google poll saying it's a lot of fun. Yes, a lot of fun. But the game is $70. If you want the deluxe, it's like 80 something, and then if you want the full edition, it's like 129. So
it's 129.
You can pay the $129 for the game, or you can go ahead and subscribe to EA whatever EA Plus for
EA
$119
Play.
for the year.
Yeah.
It's EA Plus. EA Play
Plus.
is just what's on Game Pass. But to get the game,
Oh,
but to get the games like Ubisoft Plus, where it's
Right.
everything day one.
Mhm.
But I've even noticed that Ubisoft has changed the wording on some of their on their subscription, where most games are included with
Figures.
DLC. But I'd rather pay
Mm.
$119 for EA Plus, whatever it's called. I know it's Plus involved, than to just pay for college football. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about there. But like when it comes to this streaming device, I've been here. I was listening to another, I guess, Xbox leaning podcast, and like a lot of the panel were bitching about the cost of Game Pass for these customers that are going to be streaming. A lot of people are saying that they should have just a streaming tier. No, because there's no other streaming service that offers you 400 games.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Nvidia can stream, but that's now Xbox. But you have to buy each and every game. So like people, you got people complaining about this for others. Like none of this concerns us because we all have Xboxes. We can stream on Xbox if we want to see what is it, a 4080 sit on Nvidia.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to see what a 4080 looks like, then we can stream. You know what I mean? Even
Yep.
I think the Xbox One streams. So it's
Yes,
like
it does.
this is not for us. And I'm really
Right.
tired of hearing these Xbox podcasters bitch about how it's too expensive. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, it's not for you. This is the same
Exactly.
thing that we went through with the internet thing when they were going to raise the price of the monthly fee on gold. And everybody just went out and act like they got a big victory over Microsoft that said, you guys didn't win anything. They're just going to come back for it in another way. You know, they want to increase revenue and they're going to figure out a way to do it. And if you look at what they did now or what they are planning to do from the leaks, with the restructuring of Game Pass and the tiers, they just want to funnel everybody towards Game Pass.
Yeah.
You know, that way they're getting their live money, they're paying their partners, and they're getting the what is it, recurring monthly revenue.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's but I just don't like the way that these podcasters are complaining for these people who aren't on Xbox. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, if they want to go play through a Fire Stick, because as far as I'm concerned, if it's not going through NVIDIA, now I haven't used Luna, but you know, I've heard people say that Luna was better than Stadia. I used Stadia, and Stadia was, if a console is a 10 or whatever native platform is a 10, Stadia was like a 7.5. So if Luna was an 8, and I'm hearing people say that NVIDIA is like so close you can't even tell you're streaming. Because last night I was playing MLB The Show on PC. You know, of course they don't have a PC game, so you have to stream it. Bro, it came to a point to where when it was time to quit the game, I was like, how do I quit? I forgot I was streaming. That's how smooth it is. But I'm gonna assume, because I've tried to play Destiny in the cloud, and it didn't go so well. But that was like a year. You know, I pretty much left streaming alone. But I played Fallout 76 with one of my boys. He couldn't get we couldn't play together. He couldn't get it. He didn't have it installed on his Xbox. He only had it on the PC, but we couldn't get in the same instance. So he started streaming. It's like, bro, this is crazy. Like, this is so good, man. It's like, man, I just don't want to play in 1080 anymore. So like streaming is coming a long way. And like there are some numbers that came out about how phone gamers aren't buying these AAA games that are on iPad or whatever you call it, Apple's platform. They say that Resident Evil only sold 2,500 units.
What?
So like people aren't looking to their phones to play these huge games.
No.
And from what I'm hearing, it's going back to what I guess we've all said. I know I've said it, that they're basically just recycling the same people. The same people that are playing on PlayStation, playing on Xbox, playing on Switch. And then the phone market is totally different. they want to play games like Toon Blast and what's the other game? Candy Crush, Bejeweled. You know what I mean? Those are the types of games that they get on their phones for. So like,
I mean, you can't spend 2 or 3 hours trying to play a massive game on a phone or a tablet.
Well, I mean, because Grand Theft Auto was still a bestseller. Minecraft is always in the top 10, top 5 on Android. I don't know how to navigate the iPhone store, but like people are playing certain games. Square is that's one of their biggest money makers, but Square has games that are simple. I don't think people want to get on it because the controller is a better fit for these console games. So when they throw a transparent controller on top of a layout on top of the game, I don't think that's what people really want.
No.
You run out of real estate. Your finger is covering your game space.
I've tried it, play with touch controls. It's just, for me, it's awful because I'm coming from a physical controller.
No, on a tablet, it's cool.
On a tablet, it can be cool, but it still has some of the issues that you're talking about, but it is way better than a phone or something.
Because like on mine, I played what's the last game I played? Psychonauts 2.
Mhm.
And like with the way the controllers are situated, because you can even move them around, Sick. Like you can move the sticks and the buttons, you can move that around. So all that it worked on the tablet. I have a Galaxy like 10-inch. So it worked out.
You got the Ultra, don't you?
No.
No?
They don't make 5G Ultras.
Oh, no. I was talking about I thought you meant your tablet that you said you had.
I'm talking about my tablet. They don't make 5G Ultras.
Oh, 5G Ultras. No. Okay, I thought you just meant it.
Yeah, I got a cellular tablet.
Okay, yeah, they don't make them that big.
So like because there's this huge one. I think that's the one you're talking about.
That's the one. Yeah, but it's Wi-Fi only though. Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only way they come. So
yeah, my brother loves that one. The big.
I'm sure I would love it too. I mean,
dude,
Samsung had one that was like 20 inches one time.
I have the S8 Plus, which is the middle one. And sometimes when I'm holding S8, dude, I think this is too big. It's like, I think I may have to downgrade to the smaller version, But
one thing the tablets need to have standard, and I said this about I think last year or something. They should have video in, HDMI in. Now I showed you how you can get that little like $12 HDMI adapter, where it's just basically like USB-C cable. It's like a physical adapter, and as a standard, I forget the name of it. But basically, all these USB mics, right? Because all these USB mics and cameras, they support this standard, and basically, you're supposed to be able to at least to use it at a basic level without any drivers. And that capture card thing is, to basically, to turn it into a monitor, right? And I just feel like, especially with these big, with the larger tablets, that should be a standard thing. There's one though that has it that just got released. I think the Menace Forum, where it's a PC, right? And you can snap controls on it, on like a Switch or whatever. Or you could also use it as a monitor. I think that would be like a standard feature that a lot of these need to have. Imagine if that Ultra had it. That'd be a perfect fit for that, because this is large enough to be its own display in and of itself, right? So that would be great.
But they're not gonna add it because they're always saying that there's not enough space.
One other thing I want to make from when he who was it who said that in the chat earlier about the Google Pulse. Actually, no, it was you. Right? Yes, 119 per year game or turn off one game. And listen, game, right? That's the type of game, so that's half that money right there. Plus, you have to pay for the online infrastructure. Whatever the lowest tier of Game Pass is now, I forget whatever these names are. I really don't care. I just use Ultimate, right? Or whatever is equivalent on PlayStation, right? You have to pay for that every year too, all year. So that's more than $119. Plus, it's an EA sports game, EA football game. That means by next year, the servers for that game are dead anyway. So why would you want to buy and own the game? It's of all the games that is not worth to buy and to own. Sports games, especially
Poe.
Ones that are out every year. Actually, it wasn't Poe, it was Realist. Who actually posted that, but he was right. Just goes to show, like, why would anybody buy college football outright on the Xbox platform? I imagine if you're on PlayStation, okay, fine. It's not like you have much of a choice, right? If you're gonna play it, but the hell, that's more economically viable. Plus, by next year, the servers will be shut down for the next year's game anyway. So it's only viable that 1 year anyway. So who cares about keeping it?
Funny's asking to kind of chill out with the 20-inch talk.
Hey man, don't be jealous.
Hey, real, are you getting the new Flip or Fold or whatever is going to be available?
I'm gonna get the next Fold, right? Because I've been using the what is this 24? I've been using that because I was like, let me go back, because they're like, when you have a Fold phone, they don't have like holsters for your car and stuff like that. Like the peripherals, they don't really have them.
Do you use holsters
On my phone in the car?
Oh, for the car. Okay, I think you meant like in your side pocket or something.
Well, I did buy a few of those from Fry's before they closed. They were like $2 a piece. I bought like 4 of them. They're in the closet somewhere. But they just break because I end up hitting it on something and they just rip off. So I don't really use them. But no, just like any peripherals. Like you can't wireless charge. Things like, not you can't wireless charge. You can't use like an Apple charger, the MagSafe thing.
Mhm.
And like even like the generic ones, they're like MagSafes. But the what is it called? It's not a Note anymore. Whatever it is, it charges. It all uses the same Qi thing. So I'm gonna go back.
Basically, the
because
Galaxy Ultra now they call them.
Galaxy, but is it S24 Ultra? That's what.
Yeah,
it is.
S24 Ultra. I got a 21 Ultra. Right now, still.
Ultra, yeah.
So I wouldn't mind going back to try the Google phone again, but
Yeah.
man, it was kind of jank. Considering they run the operating system and they're trying to compete with Apple, you would expect for them to come out with a smoother phone. Samsung's outdoing them on their own OS, and that's what I didn't like.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 25 to finally upgrade because I'm still on the 21 Ultra.
I'm still on a Note 9, so I can't wait to get that 25. I thought I planned to do the same thing. Like the 24 has everything I want too, but at this point, I may as well just wait on the 25. Just like with the C9 when they finally announced G-Sync, I was like, man, this is so late in life. I'll just wait for the C10. And I still
Hey, I did order something from Samsung last week or this week, realist, and that's the new Galaxy Watch Ultra is what I ordered. It's nice if you're into watches.
I was just watching the video. I was just watching a review video from on dude with the cat Flossie Carter. I was just watching his video review earlier today.
Yeah,
that watch looks really good, bro. It looks really good.
Yeah, so I got the Galaxy Watch 4 Classic right now that has a bezel that spins, and I'm trading it. They gave me credit. They gave me $300 credit for that watch, and then I'm getting that Ultra, which should be arriving tomorrow because I got a notification. But I'm in Houston, so I'm gonna have to wait till I get back Sunday.
Is it a big watch?
It's bigger. Yeah, it's the biggest one they got. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to look at it because I got a S5 5G watch.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since I played with the Apple Watch, like nothing comes close to the Apple Watch. I have to give Apple props on their Ultra Watch, whatever they call it. Like
Ultra combo.
the way it responds
Supposedly,
to
this
when you
one is
touch
supposed to
it.
be a lot more like it. So we'll see.
It's supposed to be what?
Supposedly, it's supposed to be a lot more like the Apple Watch, the Ultra.
I'm gonna see. If it is, then yeah, because the S5 and the S, because I skipped the S4. I went from the 3 to the 5. Not much difference. And they removed the rotating bezel, which helps you select things.
Yeah, so mine has the rotating bezel, which
it still has a vertical one, apparently.
In reality, I never really used it.
You don't use it?
Not as much as I thought I would.
No, bro, you got to use it. Like I got so many watches, and like I don't even wear them. because like the Galaxy Watch is good. It tells you how you're sleeping. It tells you get off your ass. It tells you how many calories you burn. It tells you so much
Well, yeah, I
about
mean, like
your
all that's
body.
good, but what does that have to do with the bezel, though?
No, I'm just saying, like you said, you
Oh,
don't really. Oh, you talking about you don't use the bezel or the watch?
the bezel.
Oh no, you don't use it often,
No,
but
no,
it
no,
helps
no.
with
I use the
select
watch every day.
because the watch face is small. Well, my fingers are big, so like
Yeah.
when it comes to selecting things, it helps to have the rotating bezel, and then you can just press the button to select.
No, no, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, the watch I use every day, dude. I've been using
Okay.
it since I've been owning a watch, you know. But the bezel thing, you know, I picked up the Galaxy 4 Classic because of the bezel. Because on my previous watch, before the Galaxy 4, I did have the bezel also, and so I just kind of stuck with it. And now that I saw the new one that's coming out, the Ultra, then I was like, I can live without the bezel. I'm like, I'll be fine.
But you know what pissed me off with Samsung? They got rid of their store, so
What
all of the
Tizen?
things that you Tizen, how do you say it? But
Tizen, yeah,
I want to say Tizen. Uh, everything that you bought from their store is pretty much gone, right?
yeah.
Because it's not compatible with the new watch,
Nope, it's all Google
and
Aware.
it's all Google now.
Yeah.
And I had a bunch of watch faces. Some of them were $3, some of them were one
Oh, I
dollar.
I read all the complaints on Reddit about, oh my god, it's not compatible. It's not this. It doesn't carry
Mhm.
over because it ties in.
Yep. And so I lost all of that crap, and they didn't credit me. Kind of like kind of like how Google gave everybody their money back. You knew that they didn't make a lot of money,
Yeah.
so it's like just give them all their money back. So Samsung must have made a few bucks, and they're like, "Nah, we can't give them refunds."
It's too much.
Yeah, but they could have given something. You know what I mean? Like your first 4 or 3 watch faces, something. But I lost all my watch faces in a few apps because they aren't compatible with Google.
Yeah.
So now I just got like a couple of watch faces, and I just leave it at that.
Right. Well,
I ain't subscribing to nothing. Oh, that was the thing with the Google Watch. Because Google bought Fitbit. So
oh,
all
did they?
their yeah, they did that like 2 or 3 years ago. So uh to I guess monetize Fitbit, they want you to pay $60 a year to be able to use the whole like sleep thing and the if you're having a heart attack, we'll call the ambulance for you, like
Oh,
all that stuff.
yeah.
Like it's in the subscription. Like hell no. I got a watch. I got 2 of those watches. I got 2 of those Google watches just sitting here because I've got a Pixel 6 and 7, and they didn't even update the watch. You would like as big as Google is, like Samsung's not nearly as big as Google, and Google wants to go head to head with Apple. Google is not doing a good job.
Yeah.
But I
Well,
ain't gonna lie, I did like their fold, but it was just the
Fofo.
software. No, the Google Pixel Fold,
Oh, the Google Pixel Fold. Okay.
because like they do have the best camera software.
Yeah.
Like the megapixels, the lens quality might not be as good as Google and Apple, but the software makes up for all that. Like the way it deletes things, the way it edits things, it edits videos. You can put things in videos, you can put things in pictures. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. So, how upset are you guys when you heard the news that Halo has been canceled after 2 seasons? Did you guys even watch the second season? I haven't.
I haven't either. I have every episode of season 2, which I hear is much better, but I've yet to watch it. But as far as what I felt, I'm like, bro, Paramount and all of them, that was even a good situation for a while there anyway. I was kind of like, yeah,
Now, would it
okay,
be?
whatever.
Is it? What's more at fault on this? And because it's on Paramount, or because remember on the first season, people were complaining like this is nothing like the Halo universe,
Well,
which they first came out and said this is not like the Halo universe. This is for the people that don't know about the Halo universe. This is for them, not for the hardcore.
I think they did a bad job for if that was the group that they were targeting, that first and foremost. So that, I blame Paramount for that. But even now, just like we were saying earlier about how Sony can't afford a fuck up, right? It can't survive a fuck up, right?
Yeah.
Paramount seemed to be in the same situation. We heard lots of situations with them as of late to purchase them, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that finally happened last week. That finally got worked out, or maybe the week before. So they were already in financial trouble for a while. I think that's the main reason why this happened. In hindsight, though, I'm kind of happy that happened, though. Like, the way things were happening and the way they were producing the show, right? Like, I didn't really like it. As a fan, or even I understood, on going into it, it wasn't so much for me. It was for like the Joe average who doesn't know anything. And as I just said, they did a bad job with that too. So maybe they'll restart over.
I was seeing comments where they were saying, go back and look at Fallout and do a better job with Halo.
Exactly. That's the one to use as an example.
As a template.
Yeah, a template, right. So follow what made the franchise great.
But we talked about this before, like when Halo first came out and everybody was bitching about season 1.
Yeah.
Do you really want a show where everything is gonna happen? The thing about Fallout is that Fallout is way more versatile than Halo. There's no Fallout book, to my knowledge, right? Whereas Halo has a book. It has with a little anime. It has all kinds of lore.
Yeah, well,
Halo
is focused on that one Master Chief character as the anchor of.
Yeah, but even then, they
where Fallout is, it's not really about one, vault dweller. It's you got random.
Right.
You can create any type of apocalypse story through Fallout. Like, this is all original content.
Right.
But when it came to Halo, like, people wanted it to be exactly like they played. That's what I didn't like about The Last of Us. Like, I only watched it because my wife, she likes zombie shows, zombie stuff too. So we watched it together. But I knew exactly what was going to happen. They matched the game all the way down to the environments, everything. The only thing that they didn't match the game on is the spores.
Yeah.
But like everything else was exactly like the video game. So like people were complaining about it, but they didn't understand that it wasn't necessarily for you. It's for everybody. For the people who don't know who Master Chief is, for the people who don't know what Halo is, they just happen to see a commercial or it was advertised to them in an email. These people have to get to know Master Chief. These people have to know who he is, how he became this robot. I said this before. How interested are people going to be at a guy who just drops one-liners the whole show? You know what I mean? You have to see how he became this guy who just says the mission's changed and keep going.
Well, doesn't that work for the Terminator though?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a robot.
Terminator has other main characters, Connors.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And they talk, and then they also try to make him human. Like he starts to act like he has emotions. But you just cut me off, so don't do that.
Wait, hang on a second though, because the premise of what you said from the very beginning makes no sense, right? Because like Fallout did its own thing, but it's like it fits within the universe. No one is a couple people did say, but that doesn't mean.
So whose storyline is Fallout? Whose storyline is the TV show following from the video games?
I'm just trying to say they went into their own lane to do their own thing.
You don't do that with Halo. That's what I'm saying. You're not making sense when you're trying to say I'm not making sense.
But I'm not.
Fallout is totally different from Halo. Halo has books, stories, lore, other anime
get
behind
that,
it.
But that's
Fallout is just a video game, and there's no real lore behind it. So who from the video games line are they following through the show?
Yeah, but hold up though. Let me finish saying what I'm saying first. You're assuming way too much that I didn't say at all. I don't mean any of that.
Well, you're saying I don't make any sense. I need you to reconcile that.
I'm trying to, and you interrupted me while I was trying to explain. Like they could do stuff that fits within the universe that's already established to show things that we've only heard about in books and stuff that we've never seen in game. There's many ways that they could have went with that, right? But they didn't do that. Instead, they decided to do their own universe. That's fine. They could still do many stories about Chief that we've never seen in game, and they could did it on the
What
screen.
about building the character of Chief though? Is what I'm saying. It's like if they just follow Chief from this different storyline, and he's the Chief that we know, because the whole reason for them not giving him a whole dialogue is to say because you're a Master Chief and you're supposed to be the guy. So if you're gonna make this guy a character in a TV show, you have to build him into this robot.
No, they don't have to.
They did.
Still, well, but that's what they did. And that's what I'm trying to say is the problem. Not to do that. It's like, because what I'm trying to say, the issue that I have with what you're saying is from the beginning was you're framing it like Halo, any adaptation has to follow a story that's already happened, that we already know how it's going to go down. That's not true at all. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be whatever they want, and we see what happened.
When they tried to frame them, you see how the people responded.
Right. So now what they need to do, though, but like I said, there are many stories we've never seen in game or anything that's only been in books and stuff, right? That people don't know about, even big fans of the franchise don't know about. There's so many stories. That universe is so big. They could do whatever they want and do something that's original, and still and every story still has to be about the characters. It doesn't matter what kind of story it is. If it was Halo or Last of Us or even the Martyr Brothers or Sonic movies, those.
But you're comparing Halo to characters who are kind of interesting. Like Chief on his face, if he's just dropping one-liners and he's just a robot like Terminator, you don't know anybody else. See, that's the thing with Halo. It always centered around Chief. Look at what happened when they tried to introduce a new character. When they brought Locke in.
Yeah, but you're centering around all the robotic aspects of the Chief. The Chief is not a fucking robot. He's a human, and he has feelings, and shit happens to him, though. That's been happening in the game, but everybody talks to him like but they talk about him like he's a robot, though, right?
The way he speaks is robotic.
We get that, but I know that, but to sit there and act like he's like he actually is a robot when he's not,
and he's just very stoic.
Well, what you're not addressing, Sig, is what I'm saying is if they introduced him as the same Chief we all know, right, to just the common watcher, is that gonna go over well? Where he has feelings and all this stuff, but he's not talking much.
Just a robot, and that nothing and no other aspect of his character will come through, and that's not true. That's my point overall. You're trying to say it's black and white between the ways he's portrayed, and it's more subtle than that. Even his one-liners aren't just robotic, right? There's subtlety and jokes and sarcasm behind a lot of what he says. Look at what was that?
Master Chief is a funny guy.
Like, for example, I remember at the end of Halo 1, right? I think the beginning of the last level, Cortana teleports him into the area, and she teleported him upside down, and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it should have been like this," and he just bangs his head with his hand, right? And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry," right? And they just move on. That shit was funny as fuck, and he didn't say anything. He slapped his helmet with his hand, and you're telling me it's doing the fucking robot? Fuck out of here, bro! Fuck out of here!
You're not getting it, bro.
There's carrot. No,
they weren't. There's a reason. There's a reason why they did it the way they did it. And the people who want Chief, they want their Chief. They weren't worried about them so much. It's the same thing with the video games. The minute they try to change anything, then all these fans come out of nowhere to say how it's not true to form. I just got finished watching people talk about the new Star Wars show. Oh, the lightsabers don't turn red because of this; they turn red because of that.
Which an Acolyte one?
Yeah. So that's it. So like
you gotta more. Yeah.
If it's not the way that they want it, then just go out in mass and just start complaining about everything. Right. I'm not saying that what you're saying couldn't be done. I'm saying that that's the reason they did it, and I agree with it because my daughter watched Halo. She knew nothing about Chief.
Wow.
But after we watched the whole season, we binged it. She wanted to play Halo. and then she saw how hard it was.
Dun-dun-dun.
She saw how hard it
Dun-dun-dun.
was. but and I couldn't save her enough. She's not good at shooting. She's good at like tap. You know, they can
Hey,
play Fortnite and touch the screen.
Change the sensitivity, man. Help her out.
No, they shoot, man. There's nothing I can do. She's gonna have to learn how to use the stick because she's used to playing Roblox, where you can just
Oh.
touch the screen and on the head and you got a headshot. So like, but no, like I'm not saying that what you're saying couldn't be done. I know that people wanted to see their chief the way they knew him. Like,
Right.
they wanted to introduce Chief and create. Look, this is more than just a TV show for them. Anytime they take their video game IP into TV, into toys, people have to fall in love with the character.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the whole problem with them killing Joel. Like, everybody fell in love. We know he killed people. We know that he did things. But people love Joel for who he was. He took this girl in. So when it came to Master Chief, he just put Master Chief toys out there. You don't hear about Master Chief Halo toys breaking records or anything. You see people who play the game going out to buy the toys.
Right.
But they want it to be bigger than just the fan base that exists. So they had to humanize Chief before they made him into the Chief that we knew. But the reason the TV show was canceled is because of what y'all said. Like, because it was renewed to like season 4.
Right, but Paramount has issues. That's
Right.
what it's more.
That's why I
than
said the
anything
reason
else.
that y'all said. So
Yeah.
like, and another thing, people are comparing Paramount's production to a $1 trillion company's production. Paramount itself is worth like $2 billion. You know, Amazon is a $1 trillion company.
Yep.
So and they got, who do they have? The brothers. Who are the brothers? Nolans, right? They got the
Nolans.
Yeah.
they got the brothers on.
Christopher
on,
Nolan and I forget what the Nate Nolan.
on Fallout. It's just like that movie. I didn't know that who's the guy, the Snyder Cut. I didn't know that Snyder made the Lunar Moon, Rebel Moon show on
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah.
You know what I
that's
mean?
his.
It's like,
You know what? I actually like the first part. I haven't seen the second part yet.
I like both of them. I read the review. Like, right after I watched it, I looked up on Twitter to see what people were saying. And all I see was people like, well, I don't know what people are complaining about. I was like, me too, man. Me too. I liked it. But they're supposed to be 4 of those movies. You know what I mean? Netflix is
really?
Netflix is even bigger than Paramount. So like the best bet for Gears is being on Netflix, is being on a Amazon. Like, don't compare Amazon's production to Paramount. Like, Microsoft would have had to basically buy them and put the right people in place to make it. But they what is the word? They commissioned them to make the project. And I thought they did a good job. Like, I didn't have any issues with what they were doing. I knew what they were doing. I knew why they were doing it. You can see how Cortana, how he had to give Cortana control, you know, and he was still even human in the second season. They had cool quotes. Like, it was a good show. I didn't watch the last episode because I didn't want it to end. I was waiting for season 3, so now I might as well watch it. But I saw what they were doing. But I don't want to watch a show where I already know everything's gonna happen. That's why with Game of Thrones, if you read Song of Ice and Fire, Stark gets killed. That threw everybody for a loop. Hell, it got so bad.
Well, joke's on you. I don't read books.
Oh, I don't really read them. I listen to them now. But like, I read mangas, but now I have Audible. But like, when they killed Jon Snow, it got so bad they had to bring him back to life. You know what I mean? There were a few people in the Game of Thrones that didn't get killed in the books, and they got killed in the TV show because they had to. They said it. They had to make it different. Whereas The Last of Us, I hope they don't kill Joel. You know what I mean? But I heard they did a casting for Abby, so, or whatever the trans person is. So let's see. Abby?
He,
Yeah, that's
she.
Abby. Yeah, that's Abby.
Because I know one is Ellie and one is Abby. So
yeah, Abby is the trans person.
Yeah, so like, that's what I didn't want, but I think it'll come back because there's too much invested in Halo for Microsoft. That's their, not counting the new bought IP. That's their one guy they can depend on. That's the one guy that's recognizable. That's the one guy that they can put on a marquee in the store.
You know, it'll be nice if they just take it back and give it to who did Fallout? Amazon.
Amazon. Yeah.
and be like, here you go, build on this.
But then who do you get to make it? Because like I'm seeing rumors that like Spielberg is doing Gears. I don't know how true that is, but like who like you gotta put the right people in place on these things.
Bring in Peter Jackson, man.
Who?
Peter Jackson.
Peter
King
What
Kong.
did he do?
King Kong.
He did Lord of the Rings.
He did Lord of the Rings.
See, I didn't know. I watched the Lord of the Rings because back when Hollywood Video was going out of business, I bought them. I bought all three for
Hollywood Video
for $9.
R.I.P.
Yep. So like I had them for years, and then my wife, when I met her, she was my girlfriend, of course, and she was like, "You have these movies? We gotta watch them." Years went by, we never watched them.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Years
And then
went by.
finally, I just watched them.
Wow.
And Harry Potter too. Like Harry Potter's and HBO Max. I still want to catch up on Harry Potter.
Yeah. You're good. All right, man. So next topic, me being, and you too, Realist, because I know how much a huge PlayStation fan you are. Use your PlayStation as your main console like I do with mine. I know you're like this article says, man, you're livid as the price of games quietly raised again. And it's just insane. Where, you may ask? Well, it's not in the US. We've already had our raise. This is in Turkey.
Anyway, not yet.
Not yet. It's Turkey. So for my Turkey brothers and sisters, yeah, I'm upset. I'm offended for them. You know, I'm that guy. I'm the one that gets offended for the other people.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
What?
I'm upset for other people.
Yes, I'm upset for other people. I'm offended for them.
All
I want
for
to
one.
march and fight and
All for one and one for all, huh?
Yes, exactly. Because we can't let our Turkey brothers and sisters, Sony fans, down. We need to make a stand and go to the Sony offices and let them know, make our voices heard, and make the Turkey brothers and sisters voices heard. But in our behalf, we'll do it for them because they're in Turkey. So here you go. That's upsetting to the point that I just want to stop the show right now, but I'm not.
Yeah, I want to stop the show and I want to sell my PlayStation.
I do. Just to show them that I mean business.
I mean, look, they're gonna. You see what they do in places they're dominant.
Man, if you really mean business, just throw it in the trash. There you go. Don't even take no money for it.
No, I need something back. But you see like how PlayStation behaves in places where they're dominant. You hear these rumors from people, oh, they're gonna leave the European market. If that happened, think the FTC and the CMA and whoever else had something to do with them not being able to control their property that they were purchasing. Because PlayStation, even Nintendo, but Nintendo pretty much, since they have a low power console, they don't get to, what they do and their practices don't really affect much, right? They can charge $70 for their games, $60 for games that should be $30. It doesn't matter because it's theirs and they do what they want to do. But when PlayStation is dominant, they raise prices on their consoles, they raise prices on their games. They were part of spearheading the $70 movement. So if it happened in Turkey, it's going to happen in Europe slower, because they have way more oversight over there. But they're doing it because they can.
Yes.
It is what it is. I don't see. Look, PlayStation, they have to figure out a way to make more money. Everybody has to figure out a way to make more money. But employers aren't figuring out ways to make their employees more money. So if you would it say squeezing blood from a turnip? Eventually, they're going to be responsible for killing their own portion of gaming.
Sounds about right.
Because people aren't going to have the money to buy these games. People they've already said that people are buying less games after the $70 price hike.
Yeah.
For the most part, the big games, they'll sell at $99. Grand Theft Auto will probably be $150 or $200, and it's going to sell because, for the most part, a lot of those people only play Grand Theft Auto. I know you're a big Grand Theft player, Sick. So like, if you get stuck in that game, nothing else really matters.
Yes.
And if I can play a game for a year, it doesn't matter. $150, $200, it is what it is. But then you have other people following suit. I'm seeing AA games for $60. You know what I mean? But then we hear that they're having to fire people or close down a studio. They got to figure out something else besides just continually raising prices, because then they're going to price themselves out of the market. But
Yeah.
you know, as a PlayStation fan, it's upsetting. But you know, what are we going to do about it? You know, when those bangers come, you know, in the next 5 years, you know,
Yep.
got to be there for them.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty upsetting as a PlayStation fan myself. You know, just I don't know. I'm just gotta take a stand. I mean, I'm gonna try to find the closest Sony office that's here to Houston since I'm here, and just march up. Even if it's a different division, it's like it's Sony, so I'm just gonna march up there and yell. It's like, yo, man, can't be doing this to my turkey people. So,
Gobble gobble.
To your
bitch.
Turkish
gobble gobble,
brothers
bitch.
and sisters.
Yes. Man, when I saw this controller, I knew I wanted to buy it.
With the don't.
But no, it's a sweepstakes controller, which I hate they do this. You know how much bank they would make if they made this available to the general public?
You said it's a sweepstakes.
I would have bought two of
Okay.
them. Right off the
What
bat.
they should do is, okay, they have it as limited time. Then eventually it comes out for a price. But even then, for a limited time, right? Like you let everybody know, oh, this is one of a kind for now. Then a couple months later, it comes up, but only a certain number, or at least it's only available for a limited time. And then you stop making them. Or like what Disney does, you put them back in the vault, they call it, right?
Yeah.
Do that. Like simple. But hey, man, I don't understand how any of these companies ever make money.
Brother,
Man. They do the dumbest things. Yeah, brother,
Dog.
ew, for real.
I
Facts,
love
bro,
this
facts.
because
What's that?
I'm going to watch the movie when it comes out. I'm already got my tickets. Me and my buddy are going. We're gonna have a mandate. We're gonna watch Deadpool.
Nice.
And when I saw this the other day, and when Xbox put a post on Twitter, I'm like, oh. And the first response I did before I could see any details about it, it's like, I hope this is not a sweepstakes controller. And it's like, and more, available for public, because if it's a sweepstakes one, I don't think Deadpool will approve of this.
Mhm.
And so I want this, man. I want this controller, but it's a sweepstakes one. So I've tried to sweepstakes us. I never got anything, never got any notification if you lost. They just tell you you've entered into our sweepstakes, and that's the only thing you get back.
Yeah. And if you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. F you. I ain't gonna tell
But
you.
then I
shit.
never see anything online about anybody winning. That's it. I wish they
Right.
would like.
Right.
Oh, you'll definitely see it on eBay.
Yeah, oh yeah, you'll see it on eBay.
Oh, facts.
Because see, the thing is like, I don't. Once I saw the console, I knew it was sweepstakes.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
the console is so elaborate. Because man, that Tomb Raider console, man, is like, wow. But there's no way I paid $25,000 for it, because that's what it
Nope.
was for on eBay. But like once I saw like the whole elaborate decoration, like with the cross swords on the back, I knew it wasn't gonna be like for everybody. Now the controller, I don't know. I don't understand why they don't sell it. I don't like the big butt. Doesn't even look comfortable to hold. Kind of like those,
I like the
Sonic
butt.
furry controllers.
Makes
Like,
me
are
just
you
want
really
to
gonna play
hold the
with those?
butt, dude.
I'm gonna spank it and make videos on
I
it.
do want to spank it. Man. I want to make a little TikTok video or something like spanking.
Wow. Wow. How did we get here, bro? How did we get it?
On the BBL controller, that's why.
What a BBL
Ah!
controller. Yes.
Facts. That would work. Oh, that's crazy.
Yes. So this would have been perfect for me to take to the movie theater. Like, look what I got. I got the Deadpool controller, people.
Like,
And
look at
everybody's
it,
gonna
man.
be
It's
like,
got straps, the
I say,
whole nine,
ooh.
bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not surprised. But I think that like for how much they cost, maybe they don't know how many to make. You know what I mean? Or it could be that they have like individuals doing it. I don't know why they like some of these consoles. They don't put them out and just test the market. You know what I mean? I would like to see an elaborate console like with the swords and everything. I create a space just for it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, once I saw the swords on the back, I knew it wasn't for everybody.
Cheeky controller. I love it, man.
Funny, you would hold it and you would like it.
Yes, I would hold it and I would like it. And I'd be like,
I'm talking about plenty. Talking about I ain't holding no man's butt. It's not even a
Funny.
man's butt; it's a model of a man's butt.
Man, I hope it's soft and jiggly, though, and it vibrates nice, smooth.
Oh, what if it
how,
is?
You know
How
what I'm
funny
saying?
was it if it would be soft, like plushy in
Oh,
the back?
that
Yeah,
would be
that's what I'm
horrible,
saying.
bro.
I can only imagine it must like it can't just be the plastic. It just blowed out some in shapes of butt cheeks, and it's it's not soft or nothing. I'm like, y'all missed out on a chance. What the fuck, really? I mean, I didn't even consider the possibility that it wouldn't be. I guess you're right. Holy shit.
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead, guys.
So yeah, that's all I want to say on that. So hey, Willis, what have you been playing, bro?
Well, man, I've been playing a lot of games
Mm.
because you know how it is, man. They just had a summer sale, and
Yes.
Xbox still has a sale going on. So, but what's the name came out today? Flintlock. That's what I've
Flintlock.
been playing all day.
And the Dungeons of Hinterberg.
Yeah, but I haven't
They're
been
both
playing
out.
that. I saw it. I was trying to play Flintlock
Oh, yeah.
last night,
Wait.
but then I saw that it wasn't out until later. And then I saw on YouTube's I want to say Pong Soul. Pong Soul was
Mhm.
playing it. I've been buying a lot of games. Not a lot of games. I bought a few games from what's the name? Fanatic. And they had like a bunch of these what are those Metroidvania games?
Mm-hmm.
Like $1 a piece on the something bundle. And they were like 60 cents a piece, really. Like
Humble
68
bundle or
cents.
something. Oh,
No, Fanatic.
but they
Fanatical.
had a bundle for the game in and of itself.
Yeah, it was basically
Okay.
a mobile something bundle, hero mobile bundle or whatever it is.
Oh,
And,
okay.
you go through the list of games.
They have
and pick 'em.
themes, basically.
Yeah, and so I bought like 20 games for $19.
Hello?
And so yeah,
Oh, there you go.
here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I hear you
No,
now.
he was saying hello.
I guess I was lagged
Yeah,
out a
so I
little bit.
bought like 20 games for $20. I've been
Mhm.
playing a lot of Blasphemous. I started playing Blasphemous 2 and I never beat 1. So I went back to start playing 1 on the ROG and Tales of Kenzera. I kind of got bored with it, but I went back to it. I also went back and beat Super Mario Brothers Deluxe.
Mario
Went
Brothers
back and beat
Deluxe.
that. Yeah.
Which one, on the Switch or the Game Boy
Switch.
Color? Okay,
Switch.
Okay.
It's called New Super Mario Brothers U
Deluxe. Yeah,
Deluxe.
U Deluxe. Yeah, okay.
So I finally beat that one because I was on the last board, beat that one. And because I was like, man, I like Witcher 3 so much. Let me go back and play the OG. Part 1 doesn't work on the Ally. Part 1 doesn't work on the Ally, but part 2 does. Did you play those?
I haven't played first one or the second one. No.
Oh. No.
I went straight to 3.
I dropped Caligula Effect because it just got boring and the systems get more and more intense and it just got boring, man. The music was too relaxing. I'm trying to play these JRPGs, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick a good one with Caligula Effect. But I do have, what's that Mickey Mouse game?
Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts. So I did get the Kingdom Hearts bundle
collection
back when it came out. I might go back to that one, but that's what I've been playing, man. And what's the name of that game? Flintlock. Flintlock is decent, man.
Yeah.
Decent. I don't know what
Action
people
RPG.
expect out of those types of games, but it seems like they want to be more of an RPG than like a Souls game. Because a lot of people, are calling it Souls. It has elements, but it's more like
it's
like
really light on those elements. Very light on those elements.
Yeah, they have
Don't they
quests.
advertise like that though? Light?
Yeah, I've
Yeah, in
heard
fact,
people
they
say it,
did.
but I don't
Yeah,
know what they
yeah.
call it. Let me look on Xbox and see. But like,
I think it's Souls Light. I think is the phrase. I think.
I'm on the Xbox app. It doesn't say nothing. Let me see details. What you laughing at, man?
Funny over here. That's not like watching G Prime, but not being G in real life. It is still G. Nothing against LGB. I love everyone. Hashtag not a real button controller.
I just, man, if the butt cheeks on the controller were soft, bro, and pliable, that would be noteworthy. But this is a dead.
It's like a stress ball.
Yeah, the joke is gonna have a 15 minutes of fame, and then no one will remember it. And then 6 years from now, you'll see a picture, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this thing." That's what's gonna happen. Nobody's gonna remember this by next week. Like, yeah, but meanwhile,
And can I ask y'all something though? Like,
Yeah.
do y'all play Metrovanias?
I do. In fact, there's a new one I want to get.
Yeah, I played some.
Gestalt or something. I think the name is. It
again?
just came out yesterday. It starts with a G, Gestalt or something like that. It's a brand new one.
Character from a Disney movie, Gaston.
No. This woman with red hair and a sword, and it's a Metrovania. It just came out yesterday, so I'm definitely into those. I was looking at that one as of late. So to answer your question,
No,
All right.
like I was playing a bunch. I was playing like 2 of them. One of them was just too jank for me. But this game called Cookie Cutter, that was the one I kind of stuck with. But the one thing that always happens in the Metrovania is I get lost. Do y'all get lost?
usually they have maps, but even then you get lost. Yeah, like I was getting lost in Tunic, and then I finally beat the game, but now I have to go back because I got the bad ending. I just have to get I gotta get the rest of the pages of the book, and then I can get the.
I got lost in Ori. I had to look up some guides.
But you know what it is though? They always have a wall that you're supposed to break that you just have to really be paying attention to.
Yeah, all these games
or like on
that.
the map, it'll show that there's a wall, there's an unexplored area, and you're like, I must need to blast through it.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so what have you been playing since before I go?
Me?
Tech,
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Tech,
Man, I'm
yeah,
still
Tech.
playing Yuden 100 Heroes
You did 100 Heroes? Are you still playing
and
now? Cool.
and Mirage. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah, Assassin's Creed.
Oh, that's
And,
cool.
I brought my Xbox with me here in the week. So
Yeah, that's right. We discussed that last week. That you said you were going to bring your Xbox.
Yeah, so I brought it and I was playing. I played a round of Titanfall. I haven't played Titanfall in a long time, so I played like trash big time. And then it's like, you know what? I'm going back to Ayuden. So I started progressing some more on Ayuden because I got stuck. I didn't know what to do, and finally I figured out what I needed to do and proceeded some more. So I don't know. I'm tired of trying to figure out where I am in the game. I'm just gonna let it go and just
keep playing until it says, hey, we're done. Here's the last boss. And if you want to do bonus dungeons, they're over here.
Exactly.
Yeah. So me personally, I've been playing lots of retro style games. Like I was playing a lot of Tunic. I finally beat that. It's about to go back to that.
Oh, you beat it?
Still. Yeah, I beat it, but I have to go back to get the good ending still. But I've beaten it. Right. Immediately after that, I picked up Devil Blade Reboot. It's a shoot 'em up game, like $15, I think, on Steam. Oh my god! It's looking so awesome.
It up.
Is this the ones you sent me?
Yeah. So you should be putting them up on the screen.
Right.
That's how I was leading this whole conversation.
I'm sorry, man.
Okay, no, that's the second game. The first one, yeah, Devil Blade Reboot. So rewind the video and just put it full screen, I guess, for a second there. So this game here, 2D graphics entirely. It's no polygons or whatever, but this game is just.
Oh, this reminds me of 1942.
It's also like Super Star Destroyer, a bunch of games that were on Turbo Graphics, right? Yeah, lots of games like that. But this game was made by an artist who doesn't know how to program at all and just uses this tool that they use to make games with, shooting games with. And for $15, bro, oh my god, hot shit. And then the next tab I sent you, Yuzo Koshiro is working on a soundtrack for a game. Yuzo Koshiro, the same guy who did the soundtrack, for the Streets of Rage games. And this is on the Genesis, running on real Genesis hardware. All these effects you see and everything with the zoom in, zoom out. The Genesis is actually doing that. So eventually, when the game comes out, they're gonna actually release cartridges, of course, but also it'll be on all the digital formats. And so it'll just be a Genesis ROM. They can attach it to an emulator and sell that easily on every platform. And then lastly, last night, Dojo Masters was released on Steam. This game here, man, it reminds me of ER Kung Fu and Kung Fu Master and International Karate or whatever that game was in Bloodsport. You remember when they were playing that fighting game on the arcade machine? This looks a lot like that, but like modern retro. It was like $12 or something. I got it.
Yeah.
It just came out yesterday on Steam. This game is fun as hell, man. This game is fun as hell. I've been waiting on
They
this
got
for
the
a minute.
stick, man.
Yeah, they got everything, and it's online play. It's bro, it's deeper than you want to imagine that it is. It's a really dope looking game.
Okay.
It's fun as hell. It's fun as hell. Yo, man, these are the type of games, man. You see little indies like this. It should be on every platform, right? Just like the previous game. All three of these games that I'm mentioning should just be on everything, right? Especially that second one. It's just a Genesis game. They're developing it on the Genesis itself, and so when they release cartridges or whatever, I'm sure that'll be limited supply or whatever. And then they'll release the game on Steam, and it'll be just basically a ROM and an emulator with a nice menu, right? Like these games are simple and they're still great, fun games to play. A game like this, when you have some time, I get a round or two maybe in the
Did
bathroom.
you say
Whatever,
they're gonna
online.
release it on the Genesis?
Yeah, that second game is made to be on the Genesis for real. Like all that
Really?
footage you saw
Yeah.
was running on an actual Genesis. Yeah, they still
Wow.
make games on the hardware. Still like enthusiasts and even like like Yuzo Koshiro, who made many soundtracks for many games. He's legendary in the gaming industry in terms of music, right? And he's making music for that game too. Yeah, it's still out there, man. People still have the passion for games like it used to be. You know what I'm saying? That's still out there, and so you see it in games like this. So yeah. That's what I've been playing. I just got this one last night.
So what is this thing that? Oops, let me turn up the sound on that.
The power bank thing.
What is this about?
Okay,
Tell me.
this power bank. You should be able to hit the right button right there to get to the next page's stuff. Power bank. You see the stats there.
But let's call it what it is: a retro power bank.
It's just fancy styling, but hit the next page, you can see more of the stats. I think they'll show you like USBs up front. Okay, there's 2 USBs up front. I guess you'll have to click the last page. And there's a little OLED screen there up top, to show you the capacity and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know how much this is? Actually, it's on the screen.
Is it
It's $40.
$40? That's nothing.
Yes, that's nothing. I'm buying this for $40. I'm buying this.
It's like a retro console.
Yeah, it looks like a Super Famicom, like the Japanese Super Nintendo. That's exactly what it is, because that's how the power switch was on the left, and then the reset button was on the right, and just like that. Yep, that's exactly what they cloned. So yeah, I'm planning to buy this because this is pretty good. This would work with most things, right? It just need a battery bank. This could work with an ROG Ally, stuff like that.
So it's USB-C only. Yeah.
Yes, USB-C. Yeah,
This should be.
two in the exactly. I thank you, sir. That's exactly what it should be.
2 in the
As it
front,
should be.
2 in the back.
So it's just a power bank.
It's just a battery bank. Yep, and just
Okay,
a little
LCD.
OLED screen.
12,000. That's
It's
decent.
OLED, not LCD. Yep, and 12,000 for $40.
Like, excuse me.
Yeah, OLED, black and white OLED. But yeah, man. And speaking of the ROG Ally, hey, this is what I want to speak to you about. Really, it's like I look at the Ally X, right, and I come to realize, that there's what they call the early adopter tax, right? And for anybody who has like the base model of the Steam Deck, you look at the OLED and you're a little jealous, right? And so with the ROG Ally, you look at the Ally X and you're a little jealous because it completely fulfills what the original version should have been, right? You see that with the OLED. You wish it was the OLED off rip, and it's the same with the Ally X, right? But now I realize at this point, because I'm seeing with these new AMD CPUs, and this is why I want to ask you what your opinion is on this. Because no matter if per se, let's say, for example, I did the same thing I did with the Steam Deck. I sold on the ROG Ally on eBay and then paid a difference for our Ally X, right? And then how much longer before the next generation of these handhelds really gets released, right? Because to me, if it's early next year, maybe in March or something, all of a sudden they're announcing like the new Ally 2,
Yep.
right? And I just bought the Ally X, which is coming out the 22nd. I'd be really pissed off, right? So at the same
I'll be
time,
mad too.
you look at the Ally X, it truly addresses everything that was wrong with the original Ally. The battery life is way better. if the performance is slightly better because the RAM, whatever, even the SSD slot is the full size SSD slot now. You don't have to use those smaller ones, right? So that's like it's more cost effective to get the bigger ones, right? It's just the controls are better. They definitely addressed the issue with the SD card slot. It's two USB 4s and one of them is Thunderbolt instead of a proprietary connector. In every way, it's a better device, right? And it's still that same screen with the VRR, 120 hertz, 500 nits brightness, all of that. Like, it's really good. And it's in black, right? Like, I have other things on my plate right now. I would buy it, but at the same time, the only thing that's going to validate if the Ally X is going to be a good purchase as a person who already has the original Ally is in hindsight later on when they announce the next one, how long it takes before that happens, right? What do you think on that?
Well, I mean, you know how like PC works. The generations from like hardware, like not hardware, GPUs and CPUs is way shorter than the console generation. It's way more of an enthusiast platform. People spend way more money over there. So I'm gonna say, like where consoles, like they used to be 5-year cycles for consoles, and then they went to 7, 8, up to 8. I think Switch is approaching 8 now. So like I expect the upgrade path to be way faster than the console. But for me, I'm gonna tell you what turned me away from it. Now I know some games won't work unless you have a certain amount of RAM available. Because like I had issues trying to get Alan Wake 2 to run on the Ally. But the thing that sold me on it, man, I was playing Ghost of Tsushima and it was getting 119 frames. So it's like the tools that we've been talking about that people aren't using on Xbox, that they're always using them on PlayStation, or not PlayStation, on a PC first. And we're getting those tools available to us on the handhelds we have now. So there's there are not enough games that require me to have a minimum of 16 gigs of RAM before they boot up. Alan Wake wanted you to have a minimum of 8, so you had to set it to 8 for it. Well, I had to set it to 8 for it to work. And like it does fix a lot of things, but the things that I had a problem with, I found a way to work around them. Like I got a big SSD installed in there, so I don't need the memory card. The screen is the same, but the upgrade cycles are going to be way faster, and I think Steam is going to drag it out as long as they can. And I don't think the next generation, it's kind of like PlayStation, next generation doesn't start until we say so. I don't think they're going to release a new ROG until the Steam Deck 2 comes out. I'm really interested to see what the Legion Go does. I'm pretty sure it's going to be along the same lines, but will they upgrade the screen? Because a lot, like, I don't think that they needed to do too much to the innards, right? With the
No, not at
RAM,
all. Right.
because the what is it called? The the resolution scalers, those things are working better. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Yeah, FSR3. You got what's the thing
Frame
called?
generation.
Frame generation.
Yeah.
Like those things really work. Like
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what overlay I use, they all read the same. So it's
Yeah.
not like and the games appear smoother. That's all you really want. I don't care if it's fake. I don't care if it's simulated. As long as the game is smooth, there's no juddering. Now they do
Right.
say that it introduces screen tearing, and that's why uh the Ally having what is it?
VRR.
No, VRR is so important. I was about to say VRS, but a lot of the things
Which
that
it also has.
yeah, but I don't see a need for it. Not for me, and plus I don't do as good a job as you do with reselling stuff. You know what I mean?
I did a horrible job with that.
Well, no, you got rid of your Steam Deck. You know
I
what I mean?
did it quick. I did it
Yeah,
quick.
I still have mine. I still got one in a box. I got 2 PlayStations boxed up, and I just need to get rid of this crap. So at some point I got to get rid of it. So I can't see myself having 4 handhelds laying around here and needing to get rid of them. I just don't do a good enough job.
Yeah.
One day I'm just gonna do it all. But dude, these tools are being utilized. And I don't see a point in the upgrade. They didn't upgrade the CPU. They didn't upgrade the what is it? It's the SoC, right?
Yes.
They didn't upgrade that part.
It's the RAM is a little faster.
Yeah, they didn't.
It's just like what I said before. It's like everything that they improved upon it is something that somebody who already had the original would mostly appreciate. Everybody else, like the main thing would be the battery life. But those people who didn't get a ROG Ally probably didn't get it for particular reasons, like it's Windows and therefore it's not easy to use as Steam. That's not changed here. It's the same situation, right? It's the same with all those handhelds for anybody who has that issue, right? None of that was addressed. But what was addressed was like the fit and finish, the battery life, things like that. And I gotta say, like it's what it should have been originally, like I said before. But is it worth to upgrade when it depends on how long it is before the next one is out, right? Like and you're not going to know that now. You're only going to know all after the fact. You can't predict if you're going to be right or wrong till later. But the one other thing I wanted to say, what you was talking about the Legion Go, is that it's very simple. What's wrong with the Legion Go? It's missing one thing, and that's VRR, because that's the thing that would have brought everything together. Because the resolution is so high that processor could have never been expected to run that resolution, right? But it's an excellent multiple of 800p. It's double 800p of the Steam Deck. So just run the games at 800p and then you upscale from that, perfect multiple. It should look great, right? But with the screen tearing and everything, VRR would fix that. That's the one thing with that handheld. I think if it had VRR off rip, it would be the best non-Steam Deck handheld. Period. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. And also the screen orientation.
Yeah, and the screen orientation, of course. Yes. So it's that, right? It holds it back from being the best thing because it could have been otherwise. It could have been otherwise.
Bro. Like, I miss that big screen.
Right?
That screen is nice. But
yeah. It really
it's only a problem for people like us who every new shiny thing that comes out, we want it.
Right. And we know and appreciate the differences.
Because you got people on PC and they're still running, 1000 series cards and i5s and things like that. They're still playing games. You know what I mean? But like for us, everything wets our whistle, but I just I didn't see enough. You know what I mean? I need it to be stronger before I spend $800 again.
I agree.
And like I put a new SSD in there. I got Hall sticks in there. Like I would have to take all that out, if I wanted to trade it in. It's like I'm not gonna fool with it. And plus the tools, bro. I put it up on Twitter. I know I'm not popular, but put it on Twitter. And Ghost was at 111 frames in the middle of a fight. Like nice. That just shows you that the tools are working as graphically intense as that game is on a handheld, running at 111 at 1080. You know what I mean? I didn't lower the resolution because they added 900 now. That was at 1080. I was getting 111 frames on a handheld. So it's like, how much better can this one be? Right? The only thing for the RAM is that there are certain games that need you to have a minimum amount that won't even boot.
Now you can assign 8 to the graphic and then leave system for the system and never have to move it off of that. Right? Because any more than that would be way too much for the GPU anyway. And it's why I repeat once again, it's like they addressed everything that was wrong with the original Ally, right? Like even that, because what we've been alluding to is that you have the option to you could allocate a certain amount of the RAM to be for the GPU and then leave the rest for the CPU, right? And you have control over that. Now it's technically automatic, but some games like you're explaining with Alan Wake, which I'm not surprised at all, it's gonna have issue if it doesn't see as much as RAM as it feels it needs. It just will it'll throw a hissy fit about it, right?
Another game
as an example.
Another game that I had the issue with was Forspoken. Forspoken wouldn't boot. I had to reboot it, go into the BIOS, switch it around. Because you can do it through the software, through the Armory Crate. Now, another thing, we're supposed to get the updated Armory Crate too. So like there's some good things, there's some great things, some things that I appreciate.
Yes.
just not enough for me to get rid of all the work that I put into the one that I have. And bro, I just can't get over, bro. I'm getting like 70 frames on games that I never thought I would, man.
Right.
Like every game that I play, and the settings were on high, sick on Ghost.
Mm.
The settings were on high, and I was getting 70 at 1080.
Just goes to show.
You know what I mean?
You know
Like
what
the
I'm saying?
tools are being
Yeah.
put to use now. So like it has to be something a lot greater. And it's getting to a point to where software is kind of balancing out hardware where you don't when the 50
Need to
the only
worry
reason-
about that. Right.
The only reason why I'm getting the 50 is because I skipped the 40. But like
Right.
it's getting to a point now to where hardware is not really imperative that you upgrade all the
See,
time.
And this was what I was at. See, this is the conundrum. See, if you're early adopter, yeah, you're there early at the beginning, and the earlier the better. You're there with the new paradigm when it's fresh and new. It's like anybody who got a 4090 day one, right? Who was paying the fuck attention that much. Because even I wasn't. I regret that every day that I wasn't on top of that, like I should have, because I could have had a 4090 day one, right? But like anybody who did, they're benefiting even now. I just got my video card at the beginning of the year, right? but anybody with a 4090 had better than that last year and a half ago, right? So it's just like there's that. But then in a situation like with the ROG Ally, or even me with the Steam Deck, I had the Steam Deck, and in between that was the Ally. Now the OLED Steam Deck isn't that much of an upgrade for me because of what the Ally represented, right? But if I didn't get the Ally day one, I would definitely get the Ally X, right? But now it's like anybody who gets the Ally X would definitely, I feel, will be comfortable depending on when they announce the next one, which I don't believe will be in the next 8 months minimum, and that would be bad, right? Because I don't think there's anything on the horizon from AMD that would be worthy to be put into a next handheld. And plus, as you've been explaining with all these software tools and stuff, right, to improve frame rate and resolution, all these other things, so those handhelds can last even longer than they were meant to, right? So who's in the better advantage place? Would it be a person who buys the ROG Ally X now on the 22nd, or somebody who bought the original ROG Ally and is going to wait until the new upgrade, the real upgrade, happens in maybe a year or a year plus, right? Because it seems to me, and I hope I'm right, but I wish I was wrong, because what I'm hoping for, it benefits me, but overall it's bad for the industry. And in that we need these chips to be at another level already. It's been over a year, right? And that's not happening. And that's not expected to happen for at least a year. So it depends when you buy, how early you're in it, and how much you got out of it from the beginning, and then you'll be able to live with that decision for the longest amount of time where you get the most value out of it, right? And it's just like, geez, we're not going to know who made the best decision until whenever they announce the new chips that could be in these new handhelds. That's when we're going to know who made the best decision, who bought at the best time, right? But what the ROG Ally X, at least at the very least, they seem to have all their other ducks in a row, right? In terms of the hardware, right? It seems the only thing hardware wise I could nitpick, and it's not even a nitpick, like one way it could be better is if the screen was OLED, right? And maybe in that bezel that they put like a front facing camera for those who like to stream games. But other than that, it does everything. And it's the same thing with the Legion Go. If it had VRR, it would be everything because it's so capable otherwise, right? It's just like, we'll have to wait and see. And in hindsight, we'll tell us who made the best decisions. But for now, I'm happy with my ROG Ally. If I didn't have other things happening to me, I would get an Ally X and just sell my Ally. I really would. I just don't have the money like that right now.
I just would. I'm just not, because it's like I said, man, it's tools, bro. Once I saw it, I was a believer. But of course, the people who have the latest are going to be better when something new comes out.
Right.
But if you look at how they treated the ROG Ally, the OG, those are $300, almost like a little under $400 right now.
Yep.
And I don't think they'll ever do. Maybe they will, but it's going to get to the point to where you might as well just go buy a laptop. You know what I mean? Because that's what. I don't know if you watch the channel. There's like a Ally channel. These two guys work for Asus and ROG.
Yeah. I was watching them today when they were doing the stream about the app that they didn't really show much of at all.
So they said the reason why they didn't do an OLED is price, and the reason why they only did a 1 gig SSD was price. The reason why they did a 512 with the OG is because of the price.
Price, yeah.
So it's just like, at some point they're gonna have to, balance price, because the more expensive it is, the less of a addressable market you have. So I don't think that I think that I would prefer the power. I would prefer that they keep with the LCD.
Right.
But I can't say that I would want to go drop $1,200 on one, because that was the thing that, because I was gonna get the 1X player,
right,
and that thing was $1,400.
Mm-hmm.
But like you talked about me, but I thought about it after I talked to you too. It was like, at that price, man, you can get a little laptop.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
More. That does
you
more.
You can get a little laptop, and like they got smaller ones too. I can play with a controller as long as I can see the screen, because I've streamed before off of my tablet. But I think $800 is expensive. You know what I mean? Right now, I mean, and I think it's going to get cheaper as they go. The problem with Asus is they don't have anything to subsidize it with. That's why I'm kind of excited to see if Xbox is going to make a handheld and what they do. If the Thin OS is just a word, or if they're going to really do it.
I hope so. That would solve so many, and not just for the gamers too, but God, that would solve so many things.
That dude Snark. That's Snark back from the dead.
That's Snark. That is Snark.
I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Snark. Who was trying to
Snark back from the dead or something like that?
I was trying to highlight his comment. And Snark, Gamer Geeks Todd. He says PS game price increase in Turkey. Sony are geniuses with this news. Sony can do no wrong. That is correct. That's genius.
Oh, that's what that means?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, but we know they can do no wrong, man.
Can't do no wrong, man. Not at all.
It is what it is. But
see, man, I like to read about
it.
I put Snark comment up there and then the controller back up there, because he probably wants one of those, and he probably has puffy cheeks like that too.
Bro, if it's soft, if I hear it is soft, I'm gonna lose it. That'd be too funny. But yeah, I'm telling you, see, I know you play a lot of the smaller games, but man, it's crazy. Like, I'm getting an option for unlimited frames on some of these games.
Yes.
And like, it doesn't shutter, it doesn't freeze up. It's just crazy, man. It's like I said, if there aren't enough games that I've come across that have those RAM,
it makes it last a lot longer too.
No,
that's
Madden, the thing about Madden does not work on my Ally that good though.
Look at that. We have another college football player here.
No, like Madden 24, it runs really slow sometimes. It'll hit 60, drop to 30, and then it'll be like freezing, like right in the middle of a play.
Oh man.
So maybe I should do like the lowest of the low, because I had it set to auto. Or just set it to 30, because it'll have a preset for it. It has a preset by frames too. That's the only game that I've really had.
Lossless scaling just got updated with the FSR and max frame latency, where I guess it's like an auto balancer for the frame. What you call frame generation?
Frame generation.
It's like an auto balancer, right? Because sometimes you don't need it to do that much to get to 60 or 90. You know what I'm saying? One of one of the peaks in frame rate, right? And sometimes because it makes way too many of the fake frames when you didn't need that, and sometimes it could be a little jarring. Sometimes you just need just a touch to get to a lock 60 or 120, right? But sometimes you need a lot, and sometimes it's between scene to scene, and it seems like more they're starting to do what I like to call auto balancing. I don't know what exactly the term is that they use to address this, but I noticed that they're doing that lately as well. I just love seeing it, bro. It just makes these games and makes these handhelds last a lot longer. But like the only thing that the RG Ally X could have had that it doesn't already have is an OLED screen and maybe a front-facing camera. But other than that, it's just like you said, performance.
Well, how
That
much
and
that would
the
cost?
10OS. Now, how much would that cost?
Like
If-
if they gave you an OLED and they
Mhm.
gave you a little bit of camera. I mean, I know the cameras can be cheap, but how much would it
Right.
cost the consumer though?
Man, all I know is I'm willing to spend $1,000 for something that's higher end chip wise, right? Everything else being the same, and the screen is OLED and got the camera, and then a chip that's like not just a tier above what we have now, is double the performance GPU wise at a minimum. I think the CPUs are pretty good, right? And by that point, whatever CPU they attach to whatever GPU will be fine too, right? Because we've seen what they're doing with Zen 5, that's looking real nice, right? But the GPU in and of itself, I feel needs to be twice the performance as what's in the RG Ally now, right? If you give me that plus everything else that you already have hardware wise, plus an OLED and a front facing camera, I would spend $1,000 for it. But I would expect that to last me 3 years minimum without even looking at whatever is next.
I would hold on to it as long as it performs. Like
Right.
this app, man. I'm telling you, bro. I went to Twitter with it when I first saw it as an option. And shout out to Nix's, bro. Like
Yes.
they are probably doing the best when
They're doing God's work out here.
implementing these new features.
Yes, God's work out here, really are.
It came out at launch with all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like
And then
everybody
they
else
went
needs to
back
get on the
add
ball.
to their older games too. They added back to frame gen to everything else they had released that didn't have that at the time. Like they went back and patched all of them. They all have it now. That's
cool.
beautiful.
That's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna hold on to it until the next one comes out.
Yeah,
And like I said, man, software is kind of rendering the hardware upgrades meaningless. You know, you make fun of me, you know, and I buy a bunch of crap, but it's like when I see stuff like this, because I buy a bunch of crap because I'm never fulfilled.
Right.
And this is the first time where I actually have something and it's growing with me.
You're satisfied
You know what I mean?
with it. Yes.
You know what I mean? So like when he first got it, it had a lot of shortcomings. You know, we were early adopters, we paid for it. But even with the Steam Deck,
Same thing with the Steam Deck. Yeah.
You know, the
It
Steam
evolved
Deck
over
got
time,
better
it was
and better. They're still fine-tuning the Steam Deck. Steam fanboys are ecstatic.
Yeah,
right?
and it's not just the Steam Deck people who are benefiting, even on PC, Steam in and of itself. Like 90% of the benefits you see that happen in the Steam Deck, it affects regular Steam as well. It just gets better
I'm
every
just
day,
talking about
every week.
handhelds right now.
Right. But in terms of the handhelds, yes, it's continued to this whole time.
Because like the Steam Deck had FSR, like when the consoles were supposed to have it this whole time, Steam Deck launched with it. Like you toggled it at a system level.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like those are the things that like that it makes these things worth keeping around. Like the Steam Deck doesn't run certain games. See, when I see this and I hear people talk all this crap about the Series S, and it's like, no, look at the Steam Deck. This is what the developers are supposed to be doing right now on this little thing. This little thing should not be running at 1080. It should be running at 720 and upscaling, or at 1080 and upscaling. You know what I mean? But they haven't quite figured out how to utilize this. All this is already ready with the Series S.
Right.
And the Series X.
Already.
We're already ready. Yep. But
well,
meanwhile,
that was a
all
commercial.
that energy on Steam Deck games doing that stuff, but not on the Xbox game. When it's just the same work, you do it one time, and they would both benefit. But hey.
But yeah.
Well, look at the time.
That's what I was looking at.
Me too.
So Snark, last comment. As for a camera, I could take it or leave it. He just wants to take his pick of his cheeky cheeks.
I mean, but like that would be a cool little thing, but how many people would actually use it? And like most streamers, they have a whole PC for it, but
yes,
you know, they have to weigh those things, and a lot of people, you know, want everything, but you have to look at how many people would actually use these things.
A lot of regular people can't stream because they need, you know, it requires another PC, shit like that. But if the device in and of itself could do, just like the consoles do, right? It's just a program. It's running in the background and it streams the shit to Twitch or whatever, and it just works. We've had that since last generation. These PC handhelds could do the same, and they do. They're capable of doing the same. In fact, Steam just added all that recording stuff, right? To make even getting clips a lot easier, right? Which the handheld,
man, that's about time, bro.
Right. But what I'm saying is the front-facing camera I'm asking for, it isn't even necessary to get the streaming on. It's just to be able to stream and for people who are watching your stream to see you, right? Because the camera will be in the right position. You're looking dead at the screen anyway. So the camera could be right there where you imagine at the top of the bezel, right there in the middle. Perfect, right? But is it necessary? No. But it just goes to show the ability and the possibility of these platforms. It's crazy.
Yeah, because they kind of make it kind of funny to get a hold to your clips and move your clips around, and now they're making it simpler.
Now they're making it way simpler.
I guess PC players didn't care as much as consoles did.
But now it's not just the PC heads who are on the PC platform. It's refugees from console and other things who are trying other things now with these handhelds out there.
Well, we've talked about this before. Like the kids prefer PC. Like,
yep, that's what that's what the streamers use.
Like they that's exactly. I guess that's it. They see these rich little kids streaming, and then they all want one. Because when my daughter goes to play Fortnite, they're like, "Oh, you're a baller. You have a PC. I can't wait till I get a PC." It's like, dang, like you don't even know what you have. Just the fact that they say, "Oh, it's a PC." Like like the kids want a PC.
It's like
that's the whole thing, man.
That it used to have back in the day when, and I mean way back in the day when we were all younger, right? It was like before the internet, not required, but made people go out and buy PCs just to access the internet. But before that time, most people didn't have PCs in their house unless they used it for something else. And those few who used it for games, you would hear about it in like hushed tones, like, "Oh, he games on PC." and a lot of console do, and most console dudes didn't even know what they were talking about when they were speaking about PC dudes in hushed tones, because they knew it cost money and stuff, and that it was a higher echelon, but the specifics they had no ideas about. So that starts a lot of rumors, and like what I'm saying. So these kids see that PC stuff, and that's what they want. And those who don't, that's how they view it. But because they really don't know.
Well, I think it's what you said, bro. They see these kids on stream, they got PCs, and that's what they want. Like my daughter, I put her on World of Warcraft, and she was like, I need a keyboard. I'm like, that's the only way you can play it. Like that's what they're gravitating towards. Like my nephew, he dropped console probably like 5 years ago, but he didn't have the money. I told you he used to work for the Astros. So when they won the World Series, he had enough money. He went and got him. It was beefy in his time. It was like a year and a half ago when the Astros won.
Right.
He got him a beefy PC, bro. I was over there the other day. I was like, okay, all right.
Nice.
All right, what frames you got, man? Nerding out with him a little bit. I forgot what I think he got a 30. I think he's got a 3060. And he bought it back, when he got that check. But kids want PCs, man, and this is why, like, the more the PlayStation fans talk about consoles, and Xbox fans get mad that Xbox is going to other areas or attacking other markets.
Mm-hmm.
They got to.
Because eventually, man, people aren't going to buy consoles, and it's not about price; it's just about preference.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They tried to get people like, what's his name, the little white hair guy, Shroud and Ninja. Try to get those guys to help with their platform. It just didn't work out.
Mixer.
Yeah.
Because like I'm telling you, man, so many kids. Like I was in Best Buy. What was that? It doesn't matter what I was in. I was in the section.
Come on, man. Who goes to Best Buy? Who goes to Best Buy?
I do, man.
Come on, man.
I do, because
are you the only one there?
I don't want to go off on a tangent, but man,
that's how you get the RGLI.
Yeah, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but like, you're from Houston. Like, there's this guy making documentaries of all the malls getting closed down. You know what I mean? We had like 9 malls, now we got like 5.
Yeah,
in Houston. So it's like, eventually they're not going to be there. There won't be any stores if people stop. If all people want to do is shop online.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, Best Buy is pretty much like gutted. Like they
It's a
don't
thrift store.
they don't have a physical movie section. They don't have a physical game section anymore. I think Switch they have some, but for the most part, everything is in a cage. It's not a big, huge, marquee display for console games anymore.
Yep.
They started moving more health and fitness equipments and e-bikes and stuff like that. Like they found other things to sell, but we gotta start going into the stores, man. Like eventually there won't be any stores. But anyway, so I was in there. I want to say I was looking for a new keyboard. And man, it was this group of kids, like 3 of them, like I would say like maybe 9th grade. They're all on PC. None of them. Everybody was there looking for something for their PC.
Yeah.
Nobody was there talking about a console. So it's like, I just see it, especially the kids around here. They're all, if they don't have one, they want one. But good luck, you got to get your mama to go burn, $2,000. Your daddy on a PC, 15 to $2,000 on a PC, especially if you shop at Best Buy.
Right.
Because,
It's the only store they know.
Well, I mean, we got Micro Center.
Micro Center. That's been helping. I was going to mention that earlier. It's been helping in that regard.
And Micro Center, their pre-builts are probably like $300 on top of, they basically just charging you to build them. It's not like if you go to Alienware and they got I guess a marketing budget and everything else built into those PCs. That's all they sell. I think that's owned by Dell. So like, their PCs are way more. You can get a 4090 PC from Micro Center for like $29.99. You know what I mean? It's like, and it's gonna have the best CPU, the best. It's gonna have. I've seen it. It has 64 gigs of RAM. Like everything just beefed up. They're not charging.
Got all the
much.
bells and whistles. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not charging you much on top of what it would cost for you to go buy the pieces yourself and put it together.
And you get a warranty for it, which is worth that. So there's
no questions asked warranty at that.
Don't question me, punk.
Yeah, you go in there, you drop it off. They can't fix it. They'll replace it.
Yeah.
Them in Best Buy, I think that's part of what keeps them in business. Like that's what makes a person want to continue.
Their return policies and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Micro Center is A1. But it's so far away from here.
Yeah. There's only one.
It's like on the south side. It's not
south
like it.
It's
on the south side. It's on the south side of Houston. I'm on the north side. And that's
bang bang.
We used to have Fry's.
My neighbor.
Fry's, right, Tech?
Yes.
Yeah, they just closed a couple of years ago. That was like Micro Center.
That was Micro Center before Micro Center. Yeah, I used to hear about Fry's all the time in the early 2000s. I was so jealous. And now Micro Center is that and then some.
CompUSA is what got me in. Like that's where I bought my first GPU from. I popped a NVIDIA 400 into a regular old HP store bought, and I was playing Crysis back then. So
nice.
So like that was CompUSA. It went away. They brought it back. Now it's gone again. So now we're down to Micro Center and Best Buy.
All right, man. It's some good talk,
ahead, man.
It's kind of shake down, man.
Cause I hear you talking to your old man in the background.
Yeah, I gotta take him to dialysis tomorrow, 4:30 in the morning.
Snark said he got his game laptop from Micro Center, and hey, I've not heard anybody that goes to Micro Center say that I hate Micro Center. Everybody sings its praises.
Yeah,
because if you'd have bought your, cause I don't think they had the Ally, but if you bought your Legion from them, they would have installed the 1 terabyte in there for you.
Oh, I got a Legion.
Yep. That's a grown man's Toys R Us. Let me tell you.
Oh, you're talking about the Legion handheld, right?
Yeah.
I know. I got
Legion. Talking about like a laptop.
Yeah.
But dude, they'll beef that up for you too.
Yeah.
But you could have pre-ordered it, paid the extra $50, and got a terabyte SSD in your Legion Go day one. man. They're the best, but they're a specialty store, so they should be.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Good
Let's
shit.
shut it down. Next week, I'll be back in my home area with my setup, with some back in my comfort zone. Right now, I'm at a table, in open air. Yeah,
Gotta go give me some dinner.
yeah. So
Word.
chat, snark,
Gotta be
cheeky
some
cheeks.
tang pie.
Yeah,
We're
shout
outta
out
here.
to the people who came through.
No,
So, you
right.
know,
Shout
it's like 3 other shows going on right now.
Is
Word,
there?
no, it's this. There
Yeah,
always is.
look, it used to be just us. Now you got Ray and somebody else
And
going on.
yeah. It's all right though. We do what we do, bro.
All right,
Yeah,
we do for fun.
hey, look, it's like my son. He was like, "How many people y'all have watching?" I said, "Not a whole lot, but we do it for the love of the game, son." If we wanted more people, and that was like the main reason,
Yeah, we
all
would have
know-
put effort.
we know
into
how
that.
to get it done. You know,
Yeah.
we can get out there. Well, Tech got a lot of subscribers. We can get out there and start paying for stuff and getting people and marketing it all the time.
Yeah, and start drama and doom and gloom. Yeah, we'll get views easy, but we
Oh, actually,
despise that crap. We
guess
despise
what?
that crap.
One last thing for QuakeCon that's coming up in 3 weeks. We'll be there.
Yes.
I
I
actually
was talking
ordered.
about that this morning.
I
You guys
ordered
got a live stream like properly
I
though.
ordered stickers of my logo with a QR code. To my channel.
Nice. Give those away, people.
Give those away, man.
Check you out. I'm gonna start getting on camera and having music and
Yeah, bro. Y'all gotta
graphics
do
and
that.
stuff.
Hire some dancing girls in the background. do like,
dancing.
Yeah.
Dance machine.
got some pyro going on. Yeah. It's like, who's this joker with the elaborate setup? It's just me, Techno. Yeah, 3 weeks, man. 3 weeks away from QuakeCon. Woo!
Yeah, I woke up thinking about that.
Wow, it was on your mind like that.
Well, because I wanted to go somewhere, and I was like, well, I already spent all that money to go to the Wolf Lodge. What was it? Forgot, because my boy he invited me somewhere, and then I forgot to tell you we were gonna go, because he said that they weren't gonna go, and then they changed their mind again. I called him and said, "Hey man, what y'all decide on?" "Oh man, we're here." I was like, "All right man, screw it." I told my kids we might go, so they've been, "Hey, what are we gonna do?" But we're going to the Wolf Lodge, so that's something. But I want to do something before then. I don't know what. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's coming up. So that's why I thought about it. It's not like I can't wait for QuakeCon. It's not that close yet. I know how to keep myself calm until it gets closer. But yeah. So who was that was telling? I told you about the Astros too. Now everybody's saying that they're a dark horse, but I don't know, man. Pitching got to be up to par.
Snark's forgetting that I like the Pirates too, so you can't.
Yeah,
you can't just be saying.
You one of those guys.
Hey, at least I didn't pick a winner on a National League. Say, "Oh, I'm a Dodger fan" or something like that, right?
You didn't pick a loser either. They got 5 World Series.
Yeah, but when was that?
Doesn't matter.
It matters.
Doesn't matter. It's not like you're a Rockies fan.
Hey, don't they have a couple too, or just one?
Nah, we beat them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was it. Was the lunar eclipse too. That was the year we came back down 1-3. And the Rockies had won 21 in a row. Swept them boys. Get them out of here. They had Troy Tulowitzki and
Hey, Stark came back with the history. He said 1979 was the last time the Pirates won something.
79, the year I was born. God damn, that's 44 years ago, man. That's not a good look.
Hey, I didn't look. I was just looking it up because
oh, and the schedules came out for 2025, and Astros are going to Pirates to go play.
Oh, so the next year's schedule's already out?
Yeah, it's already out, and Houston is visiting Pittsburgh to play. Now I really want to go next year because I want to go to that.
All you gotta do is let me know. I'm always looking for like places. I go places by myself because like sometimes people just run out of money.
Yeah,
like we'll make plans and I ain't gonna be able to do it.
let's do it, man.
Even like
Let's
my brother-in-law, like I asked him, we're looking good, man, on paper. The Texans. So I'm like, hey man, which games we gonna go to? He kind of deaf eared me. I said, okay. All right.
Snark is talking about Disco Demolition Night. I saw that
Another ironic
documentary.
post about that we in the theme song is we are family at Disco. So like, oh,
That's your boys, man. I don't care nothing about no pirates. They had a guy, McCutcheon.
Yeah, he went back.
Yeah, but he's not the same.
He's better now.
You know who I was thinking about the other day? Ryan Howard, man. That dude fell off a cliff.
For a split second there, I thought you said Ron Howard. I'm like, wait, what?
No, Ryan Howard. He played for the Phillies.
He's gone. That was years ago, dude.
Yeah, but I was just because I was doing a lot of reading. I do more reading about sports than watching them. So
you told me you have audiobooks.
Well, sports I read because it's a short read. Like Skip Bayless is getting fired, stuff like that. Like stats and stuff. Like I know a lot of stats. When it comes to baseball, I can't watch 162 games, yo.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's too many games. I don't start watching baseball like watching the whole 9 innings, or unless I'm gonna pay for tickets, or it's getting close to the playoffs, and I watch 9 innings of playoffs in like the final couple weeks of baseball. But like the whole year, nah, bro. No, and we used to get those tickets for free when my sister-in-law worked for the oil company. She used to just get them for free all the time. My boy used to work for the Chronicle, so he got a lot of free tickets. Like that's how we got to see the Super Bowl when that was the Patriots and the Panthers.
Yeah,
But now I have to pay for all of them. But I'm gonna pay for those Texans tickets. I want to see at least 2 games. I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas is already sold out.
probably is. Well, we'll find out, and we'll tell you guys next week. We gotta go.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.